nearly incomprehensible rant featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger, archaic centuries-old laws, and a proposal to create a board of trustees with prosecutorial immunity. However, the most important aspect of this document wasn't its content. Instead, the reason it stood out among the hundreds of emails the channel received every day was its author, 53-year-old Lawrence Krauss, who also included a selfie alongside the document. You see, Lawrence was currently under investigation for ending the lives of his own parents and getting away with it for over 8 years. It happened in August 2017. His 86-year-old father and 83-year-old mother were living out their retirement in their home in Crestwood Court in Albany, New York. And suddenly they were gone without a trace. None of the neighbors saw them leaving or heard anything about where they were going. Their house was also left abandoned, with Lawrence only visiting it occasionally to collect mail, mow the lawn, and clear the snow. When asked about his parents, he claimed that they had moved back to Germany and won't be coming back. The neighbors had no reason to distrust Lawrence, so no one questioned their absence and life went on as usual. A distant relative even requested a welfare check in 2020. But the neighbors repeated the same explanation Lawrence had given, ending the officer's questioning without any further suspicion. It wasn't until mid-2025 that the Albany police became aware of something shady going on with the Krauss family. Someone had been collecting Lawrence's parents' social security payments, even though the two hadn't been seen in years. This resulted in the police launching a formal investigation, and after months, finally executing a search warrant at the Krauss home on September 23rd. Over the next 48 hours, detectives collected thousands of financial documents and other evidence. More importantly, they discovered the remains of Lawrence's parents buried in the backyard. Lawrence likely knew that he was the prime suspect in this case, but instead of turning himself in or trying to run away, he made the unusual decision of sending this document to the local news network alongside his contact information. One of the directors at CBS 6 was familiar with the Krauss case and immediately jumped at the opportunity to interview Lawrence. After giving him a call, Lawrence claimed that he was willing to do a live interview with the channel only if they published his document on the internet for everyone to see. The network agreed, and less than an hour later, Lawrence was sitting with a CBS 6 reporter for a live interview. Lawrence was a bit hesitant at first, but after some pressure, he cracked and confessed to everything.
I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What did you do to your parents?
I buried them in their property.
You buried them in the backyard of that house in Albany.
Right.
When it actually happened, when your parents died, did they know it was happening to them?
Oh, yeah.
And they knew it was at your hand?
Well, yes, no one else's.
Right. So they realized what you were doing to them as it happened.
Yes.
They knew that this was it for them, that they were perishing at your hand.
Yes. And it was so quick.
How did you do it?
Yeah, I can't talk about that.
Well, you've just told us that
Right.
it was at your hand.
Right.
Were there drugs involved? Was there
No.
a suffocation? You suffocated them. You suffocated your parents.
Yeah.
What made this confession so disturbing, however, was the way Lawrence tried to portray it as something righteous. His argument essentially boiled down to, my parents were suffering from old age, so I did them a favor. Even though the neighbors described the couple as elderly, they were by no means sick or bedridden. They had normal routines where they tended to their garden, shared mint leaves with neighbors' kids, and listened to Polish music every day. Their lives weren't nearly as miserable as Lawrence tried to portray during this interview. Now, it's unclear if he's severely mentally ill and genuinely believed everything he was saying, or if this interview was his way of trying to paint himself as the concerned son to earn the public's favor before his inevitable arrest. In either case, he had no way of escaping the consequences of his heartless actions. He was arrested immediately after walking out of the network's building and is currently awaiting trial for the death of his parents. On the night of October 28, 2023, the Utilita Arena in Sheffield, England was packed with over 8,000 spectators. They were there to watch the ice hockey match between the Nottingham Panthers and the Sheffield Steelers. The whole thing was also being broadcast live on TV for fans across the world, and the match started off completely normal. The first period ended without either team scoring a point. About 35 minutes later, the score was 4-2 in favor of the Sheffield Steelers. The Panthers needed to score soon if they wanted to make a comeback. So, one of their more renowned players, Adam Johnson, got a hold of the puck and started pushing into the Steelers' defensive zone. But before he could reach the goal, the match got interrupted by one of the most tragic incidents in ice hockey history. As Adam was making his way to the goal, a different player of his team bumped into Matt Petgrave of the Steelers. This resulted in Matt getting launched in the air and slicing Adam's neck with one of his skates. For those who don't know, professional hockey skates are sharpened to a razor's edge. So it took very little force to leave a deep laceration across Adam's neck, causing him to bleed profusely in front of both the live crowd and the TV audience. Medics at the arena tried to stop the bleeding, but the cut was too deep. He had already lost a lot of blood on the ice. Adam was then rushed to a nearby hospital. Unfortunately, despite going into surgery as quickly as possible, Adam couldn't survive the injury and passed away just hours later. Matt was arrested shortly after on suspicion that he had cut Adam on purpose. However, investigators found no foul play in Adam's death and ultimately ruled it a tragic accident. The only silver lining in this entire case is that it resulted in the English Ice Hockey Association making neck guards mandatory for all players, something that would have likely prevented this from happening altogether. But at the time, wearing this protective gear was only a suggestion.
Stop and savor the strawberries. That's Daz.
Performance, durability, affordability. Only one place does it all. Harbor Freight.
I've learned how to live with hidradenitis suppurativa and the pain that comes with it.
On the evening of September 2, 2011, TVN, one of the biggest networks in Chile, was airing the latest episode of a show called Calle 7. It was a live game show where teams competed in various challenges to make their way to the top, and this weekend's episode was supposed to be no different. But things took a disturbing turn about halfway through the episode when the show's host interrupted the competitors seemingly out of nowhere and told them to stop.
Quiero que paren la competencia, por favor. Nos acaba de llegar una información muy difícil de entregar. No habíamos querido decir nada antes de chequear bien lo que estaba sucediendo porque compromete a personajes del canal, a personas muy queridas, a un equipo del canal, entre ellos Felipe Camiroaga y Bruce, Roberto Bruce, que también estaba en aquel vuelo a la isla de Juan Fernández, según tengo entendido. Esa información que nos está llegando en este momento. El Ministerio de Defensa informó esta tarde al presidente de la República que un equipo de TVN iba al borde de una nave de la Fuerza Aérea de Chile que capotó en el archipiélago de Juan Fernández.
However, the reason for this interruption had nothing to do with the show itself. The host was talking about the C-212 Chilean Air Force plane that departed from the Arturo Merino Benitez International Airport earlier that day at around 2 p.m. It was headed for the Robinson Crusoe Airport, located hundreds of miles off the coast of Chile. Aboard was a full TV crew from the network, including the two renowned presenters, Felipe Camiroaga and Roberto Bruce. They were visiting Robinson Crusoe Island to report on the reconstruction after the 2010 earthquake. The flight started without a hitch. Unfortunately, as they were approaching the runway, the wind became extremely strong, making it impossible to land. The pilot tried to land a couple of times, circling in the air after each attempt. However, on the third attempt, witnesses saw the plane lose altitude much faster than expected and crash into the ocean just a mile from the island. By the time rescuers reached the crash site, it was already too late. All 21 people aboard the C-212 plane had passed away. But while investigators initially believed that all of those deaths were due to the impact of the crash, the reality turned out to be far darker. As they were searching the wreckage, they found footage that one of the cameramen took of the interior shortly before the crash. The footage showed the passengers strapped into their seats, completely unaware of their fate. But the more haunting discovery happened when investigators found an SD card inside an empty water bottle floating near the crash site. This card contained hundreds of images. However, analysis of these images showed that 2 of them were taken after the crash, including one of the plane's windows covered in water. These images put the crash into a whole new perspective. They showed that several passengers, including the cameraman who took these photos and preserved the SD card in the bottle, likely survived the initial crash. Sadly, they were trapped inside a rapidly sinking plane with no way out, forced to watch their aircraft fill up with water until there was no air left to breathe. Niagara Falls is widely regarded as one of the world's most breathtaking natural wonders. However, while the surface is undeniably beautiful, the depths beneath the falls hide the disturbing history of many who lost their lives to the currents. One such incident was captured live on TV on May 30, 1985, when reporter Phil Kavitz was hosting a section about real estate in front of the falls. Suddenly, in the background, the camera captured a man caught in the current behind Phil. The rushing water carried him to the edge of the falls before throwing him over the 170-foot drop. And while a lucky few have survived the fall from the Niagara Falls, he wasn't one of them. The treacherous terrain under the falls also made it difficult to retrieve his remains. Once recovered, investigators identified the man as 56-year-old Robert Ahrens and concluded that the act was deliberate. However, Robert was only one of the 5,000 bodies that have been recovered from the foot of the falls in the last 175 years. Many of these 5,000 deaths were intentional, but there were a lot that weren't. And unfortunately, surviving a fall from Niagara Falls is near impossible. Once you fall in, the cold water makes it extremely difficult to breathe, making it even more challenging to swim to the surface. The water near the edge can also move at over 60 miles per hour, adding another layer of difficulty to an already impossible challenge. But the jagged rocks at the base of the falls is what marks the end for most people. On the 23rd of August 2010 at around 10 a.m., 21 tourists from Hong Kong returned to their tour bus after visiting the historic Fort Santiago in Manila, Philippines. They were also accompanied by 3 Filipino tour guides, and the trip had been going fantastic so far. But just as they were about to set out to the next location, they got interrupted by a middle-aged man in a police uniform. He was openly carrying multiple firearms, and his demeanor made it clear he wasn't afraid to use them either, something that became even more apparent as time went on. For now, things started off fairly calm, with him asking the driver for a ride to the next station. The bus driver tried to reject the request respectfully, explaining that he couldn't let him on because it was a private vehicle, not a public bus. However, the man wasn't having any of it. As soon as the bus driver rejected his request, he equipped one of his firearms and claimed that he was taking the bus hostage. This was 55-year-old Rolando Mendoza, a police officer with nearly 30 years of service. But he'd recently been fired over drug charges that Rolando claimed were untrue. Getting fired left him with no pension after 3 decades of hard work. And while he tried to fight for his job through official means, his superiors wouldn't listen. In an act of desperation and defiance, Rolando took this bus full of tourists hostage and presented a single demand: he wanted his job back. The situation so far looked fairly manageable, with 2 of his former colleagues establishing communications without any pushback. They were even able to convince him to release a few of the hostages. Granting his relatively simple demand would have been easy, but what followed was one of the biggest hostage disasters in the country's history, all because those in charge couldn't agree on the next move. Things started going downhill when Rolando's brother tried to approach the bus and was immediately detained by the officers. This made the already furious Rolando even angrier and more unstable. The situation only got worse once the media got involved. Nearly every news channel in the country started broadcasting the situation live. They talked about everything, including the plans officials were making outside. What they didn't know, however, was that the bus had a working TV and Rolando was watching and listening in on everything. This could have helped him formulate a plan and get what he wanted without hurting anyone. Unfortunately, the lackluster response from the officials made a peaceful resolution near impossible. His anger reached a boiling point when he saw how his brother was being treated by the police on live TV. This resulted in Rolando getting blinded by rage and opening fire on the hostages. Around the same time, the bus driver managed to free himself from the handcuffs Rolando put him in and escape through the driver's side door. Unfortunately, while he was able to remain unharmed, other hostages weren't as lucky, since, according to the bus driver, they were all dead, leaving Rolando alone in the bus. This revelation gave authorities the go-ahead to surround the bus and try to break in without any more casualties. But Rolando wasn't willing to go down without a fight. As soon as they tried to enter through the emergency exit, Rolando opened fire, hitting one officer on his bulletproof helmet and barely missing the others. So the officers thought of a different strategy. They flooded the back of the bus with tear gas, forcing him to the front, right into the crosshairs of a sniper, finally ending the hostage crisis. It wasn't until after his death that police realized the bus driver had misunderstood the situation and that 9 of the hostages were still alive. The massive loss of innocent lives broadcast live for the world to see, coupled with officials making wrong decisions at every turn, drew intense global scrutiny, marking this as one of the worst and most tragic incidents in Filipino history.
I got locked up for some shit I told the whole time I said the shit was wrong. The whole entire time. It's on the tape when the feds busted me. On the tape, you can see I'm the only person that kept saying, hey, man, this shit ain't right, man. Like, dead ass. If you look on the thing, you will see the whole tape. You see me, they got us, they got all type of shit on the thing, they surveillance. I'm walking through, I was like, man, this shit crazy right here, man. Y'all don't, shit ain't adding up, fam. I'm like, let me tell you what happened. So,
this is Arby's pulled pork and chopped brisket. This is the juicy result of slow smoking meat for up to 13 hours. And this is you forgetting time exists and getting lost in the sauce.
Arby's, we have the meat.
Hey, you little milk guzzler. Mom's boob is sore. Good thing Amazon Health AI can get her answers and help, even at 3 a.m. So all you have to do is sit there and look cute.
Mommy loves you.
I got locked up for some shit I told the whole time I said the shit was wrong. The whole entire time. It's on the tape when the feds busted me. On the tape, you can see I'm the only person that kept saying, hey, man, this shit ain't right, man. Like, dead ass. If you look on the thing, you will see the whole tape. You see me, they got us, they got all type of shit on the thing, they surveillance. I'm walking through, I'm like, man, this shit crazy right here, man. Y'all don't, shit ain't adding up, fam. I'm like, let me tell you what happened. So, 5 bricks, we delivery case, we moving. I'm there, and let me tell you what happened. So, 5 bricks, we delivery case, we moving. I'm there, and I keep saying, man, it is 12 o'clock, fam. Nobody is checking out of this motel. This is a problem with me. And I keep saying it, like to everybody involved, I keep saying, fam, I ain't seen a cleaning lady. I ain't seen any hotel. Don't you gotta check out at 12? At a motel, don't you gotta check out at 12? Nobody's moving. I'm sitting in Astor van like this. Y'all don't see ain't? Say, hey man, listen, fam. So we go in to the room, the money. Count, walk right in. You see me walking right in. They all in here. I said, let me run to the bathroom real quick. They say, no, nigga, you can't go in our bathroom. Nigga, I can't go in the bathroom. So I'm, okay, cool. No. All right, man, where the money at? Money come. Business partner. He's not, explain to you. The dude named Charles. This is my partner. Me and Charles, we partner. This Mo. Mo cool with Charles. I'm not cool with Mo like that. Because I'm not cool with people who do everything for money. Even in the hustle. You can't be so money hungry that you will stab me in the back, nigga, we supposed to be cool. I can't deal with this type of nigga. All money ain't good money. We street rules, all money ain't good money, right? But when you hang with somebody who money hungry, this nigga gonna make mistakes. I've been down, me and Charles been down since I was 14 years old. I've been doing this since my 14. Charles called me the scary assassin. Because I am. I'm a scary assassin. Been like that my whole life. I don't want to get caught for the shit I'm going to do. That's what scary makes me cautious. I got this, everything got to be even. I'm a Libra. I need everything balanced. That's why this shit is bothering me that I can't go to this bathroom. Like, it's too much shit that I can't control. I'm like, no. So when I sit down, they bring that money. All the money is in hundreds and fifties. And this is what I say. I say, man, where y'all get that money from? This on the tape. I ain't making this shit. This on tape. This is me doing this. Where y'all get that money from? Oh, this money right here. I said, man, they got numbers on that money and everything, man. Nah, this bank numbers, baby. This bank numbers. This is straight from the Frank. This is his words. This is straight from the Franklin Bank. Now, the Franklin Bank. I ain't never heard no shit called Franklin Bank, nigga. I ain't never heard no Franklin Bank. But Franklin, 1301 Franklin, in Houston, is the county jail.
Hell no.
1301 Franklin is the county jail, man. I'm like, Franklin? Yeah, he said he coming out of New Orleans. Franklin Bank in New Orleans. I had literally just left New Orleans. If I'm riding around the city, if it's a popular bank, I'm gonna see the goddamn Franklin Bank somewhere. I'm like, now, and what happens? I knock on the table 3 times. This is our code. I'm pow, pow, pow. I said, yeah. I get up, walk outside, Mo come out. Man, what's up? What's up? I said, yo, man, go tell Charles, don't come to this parking lot with that dope. That's the feds, fam. Ah, nigga, you tripping. Mo, listen to me. That is the feds, fam. I told Mo exactly. Tell Charles, do not come to this parking lot with them drugs. So now in my brain, this is a conspiracy. This is if they don't have the dope, they got me going in the room. Hey, I can get off on this shit in my brain if he don't bring that dope to this parking lot. We in the Asher van. Burgundy Asher van. I bag it up so I can go. Mo is supposed to go. I'm sitting there. I see Charles's car come into that parking lot. I said, oh shit, they tripping. The gun that was in the car, I put under the seat. I'm getting all this shit because I'm finna leave this truck. I already know it. This shit finna go bad in seconds. I know it. I can feel it. So, them being fucking retarded, Mo being so money hungry, he goes and says something else to Charles that I won't find out until we go into court. I won't find out what was said until we go to court. So, this is what happens. When he pulls his car, Charles comes in, and I remember the dude like it was yesterday, because the dude who set us up was inside trying to get his time cut. And I'll never forget him, because he has a hole in his jaw where somebody shot him, and he left a hole in his jaw. I'll never forget him. So when he pulls up, Charles pulls up, he pops the trunk, and this is when I knew this shit was finna be bad. Because the dude, when he popped the trunk, I'm talking, I had been selling dope since I was 14. I had seen a bunch, but I had never seen this right here. When he opened the trunk, so all the dope in the trunk, and dude takes his hat off, like, wow, look at all this dope. And as soon as that hat came off, in the Astra van, you can run straight through the Astra because it got the seat. I do this, shit. I jump right through that, and I jump right out the door. Because man, fam, let me tell you something. As soon as that man did this, remember all that no moving shit in the motel? Feds came out of every door. They came out of every door. Them motherfuckers jumping all out of cars. And just imagine right here, like we in this room. Just imagine 70 people come from behind this thing, out of nowhere. You like, God damn, what they was jumping all out of potholes and shit. They was all in trees. I said, man, this shit crazy. So I run through the back of the door, open the Asher window, and jump over the fence. Now I'm on some movie shit. See, my mind is, I'm finna get away with this shit. I'm gone. They didn't see, I'm thinking in my mind they didn't see me. I jumped in, and I'm cutting through these bushes, and I'm Barry Sanders low with this shit. I'm cutting through the wood, and in my mind, this is this type of dumb shit that happens when you trying to get away. Because some of y'all probably evaded arrest, and all the shit that's going in your mind that you finna do some amazing shit. And you finna do some of that shit you saw in the movies, and I'm on it too. I'm running through these buzzing, and I noticed, oh shit, one of them behind me. But he got on too much shit. He got a rifle, he got a thing on. Ain't no way he finna walk me down. I'm burning his ass up, because it's a bayou. It's called Braves Bayou in Houston. It runs all through Houston. In my mind, this is what I'm about to do. I'm gonna get through this shit, I'm gonna get to Braves Bayou, and it's a little cliff, and I'm gonna get to this cliff, and I'm gonna swan dive off this motherfucking cliff into this water and float myself to freedom, nigga. I got this shit playing in my head. I don't give a damn, I gotta have my lips right above the water. I am getting away, nigga. I'm getting away. Man, if I tell you them feds is on my ass, And so one of them, he tried to catch me from an angle. And when he grabbed my shirt, I cut on him. I cut, and I knew he was mad because he slipped in that rifle and everything. He rolling. He looked beat up like a motherfucker. I said, yeah, he gone. I'm on the ass. And, bro, I was tearing their ass up in that field for a good minute. And then I lost focus. From a peripheral, I didn't see it. I'm like, oh, they go to goddamn Braves Bayou. I'm ready. And right before I released my shit, pop. Well, it caught me with that rifle right on top, pop. Now and when I rolled, I was rolling, and them motherfuckers, he was wrapping me up as I was rolling, like like a rodeo. Them over the time, I got him, man. And then when they was bringing me back through the field, it wasn't like they was bringing me back carefully. Them was just rolling me through shit. I'm eating grass. I'm like, man, this is wild as hell. So I'm in the car, beat up, and everybody see it. You roll in that salad port, like, and that door start closing behind you, like.
The Bush Guy.
Show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
What's the most demonic thing you've seen in Hollywood?
What's the most demonic thing I've ever seen? Now, this won't be demonic as far as how you may imagine what demonic would look like, but I'll tell you this. It's a story, but it's also like, it's more of the lack of humanity and the disconnection of a morality and a spiritual existence, and how it's broken down. That, to me, is demonic, and I'll give you an explanation. And listen, people become adults and whatever. Entertainers or anyone that wants to make it big, they're all susceptible to offers or become bigger, and until you understand the power of that lust to be better, that greed, that ego to be much bigger than anyone else, you will never understand how easy it's almost like a possession. I'll say that. That's what I think we're missing on the evil boat. People waiting for this, and they're waiting for a tail, or they're waving like, oh my God, he's beating that woman to death. There's deeper layers of evil that we must understand. And for me, this was demonic. I saw I'm on SNL, and I saw a famous comedian come on, and I mean, he came on, and before he even came on, everyone, when I say regular people, like the camera guy, the guys that fix the lights, the guys that are just putting the construction and building the sets and the hair and makeup, everyone, I would talk with everyone, and they all said, Brewer, when you meet Farley, he's the greatest. You're gonna love Farley. And I went, everyone says that. Like, oh my God, he lights up. My favorite guy, this camera guy, John, goes, Brewer, oh my God, you and Farley are gonna hit it off. I said, oh, cool, awesome, right? So with that said, I also find out the hairdresser was like, he used to, on Sundays, he used to go to like the Catholic church and feed the homeless and volunteer. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah. So with that said, he shows up, and now I see he's got a presence. Now at that time, this is another thing, what I'm going through, not what I'm going through, what I'm living at, I'm doing a one-hitter nonstop. This job's I got out the window. This one's doing whatever. I'm just one hitter, weed out the window. He comes in our room, and I'm thinking, when he goes, hey, Jimmy, I know you got weed. I said, I got a one hitter. He's like, let me get a one, right? So he takes the one hitter. Now, in my head, the vanity, the soulless of me, the blindness of me goes, oh my God, we're gonna hang out like this, and then then I'll do a movie, and then we'll do, and then he might like me, and we'll give him a movie, and then he's making $10 million, and I'm like, and then Half Baked will come out this day, all right. So that's part of what's going on. I will be the first to admit that. But then I noticed about 15, 20 minutes later, he's on some other, we're in this little room, and he's somewhere else. Like he's twitching, and he's sweating, and I've never seen anyone bugging out like that in person. I've seen my sister just lit to pieces. She'll call me, hey, Jimbo! Like, Jimbo! And she'll repeat the same cycle. Did I tell you how to change my tire? And it comes back an hour. Did I tell you how to change my tire? So this keeps going. I've seen people torn up, but I've never seen them twitching and doing this. And I was looking at Tracy Morgan, who's in my room with me, and I'm like, that's not. He's like, no, I don't know. And so this goes on. It's very uncomfortable. So we go to our room. I'm like, my God, like what was going on? And Tracy was like, yo, he's on something else. He's on something. That ain't you. That ain't no, he's on something else. And then I saw the nurse was there. And the nurse was like, I'm just here 24/7. I have to work 24/7. And then the producer came in the room and said, I don't know what happened, but he's talking about you two hanging out with each other all week. You are not to hang out with him. Do you understand that? If he calls you, ignore his call. If he asks you out, don't you dare go out. And Tracy wasn't having it. He's like, I'm a grown man with children. You don't tell me who I get to. And I'm like, oh my God, he's going to get fired. But I totally am like, yeah, no problem. What happened? Nothing. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what happened. She goes, it's bad. It's really bad. I said, okay, we have people here. I don't know if they were sponsors, whatever. There's people following him around. So Tuesday nights, we're supposed to write, okay? And you're up all night at SNL and you're coming up with ideas. On my life, I sensed evil. And I believe everyone has that sense. You have a sense when something's good. That's your God-given sense. And you have a sense when something's evil. Well, we have one of those windows that like they're like glass stained. You can't really see them, but if someone's standing there, you can see shadow. Someone knocked on our door, me and Tracy's door, and on my life, Kyle, I just got up and I looked at it, and I can sense evil. And I opened the door, and this chick walked in, and we had a couch, and she just sat down. She was like, her eyes were, she just walked right by me like it was nothing, and then sat down on the couch and did one of these. And then another one walked in and sat down, and I'm like, who are you guys? And then Chris came in, and he threw stuff on the tabletop. And he's like, shut the door, these are my two friends. And I've never seen this. I've never seen this. I've never seen this. I didn't grow up around this. No one in my family has ever been a part of this.
How old were you at the time?
Probably 28. Married a couple years, maybe 29. And I went to the I immediately left the room, and I went to the head writer's room. Dude, I was freaked out. I sensed evil. I've never seen, like, no, there was so much going on in my head. So I went to the head writer's room, and I said, hey, man, there's like, I think they're hookers. No, yeah, they're hookers. And he threw out I want you to know, he like threw out powder, and he's doing, and they're like, yeah, it's pretty bad. Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad? Yeah, we gotta hope he makes it through the week. We gotta hope he makes it through the week? I was traumatized. Like, this is a human being. Yeah, he's a mess. And so I left. I walked out. I went back to my house with my wife. I told her I couldn't believe, like, no one. I saw another comedian there. Chris Rock was there. I said, what are you doing here? He goes, I'm here just in case. I went, just in case. We're all here just in case. And listen, everyone's an adult, but this is how I balance, this is my torment. Like, is this evil? We're going to watch a human being. And so,
One bag, infinite possibilities. Kate Spade.
Meet Steve. Steve reads the room and then goes against it.
It was about 2 days later, and I got a call. My friend Pete Corielli was over, comedian. He was at my house. We'd always have fun, hang out, talk, do comedy, and blah, blah, blah. Pete's on Sebastian Maniscalco's podcast. Great guy, very funny guy, right? He's over, and my wife picks up the phone. I want to say it was like a Wednesday night, and I think it was a Wednesday night after we did a read-through, and my wife goes, yeah, hold on. She said, it's Chris. He wants to talk to you. Oh, it's Chris Farley? She goes, yeah, he wants to talk to you. I'm like, oh, man. And Pete's like, dude, that's Chris Farley. Pete Corielli's like, bro, you should just Farley just calls up like he's nobody. Bro, dude, I said, I know, whatever. So I pick it up, and Farley goes, hey, man, well, why don't you come over to this hotel room? And I can hear in the hotel room, there's people in there. I can hear it. I'm pretty sure I know who was in there. And it's not their fault, but I can tell who's in there. And he goes, come on, man, this one's here, you got to come out. I said, Chris, man, yeah, it's like going on midnight on a Wednesday, and we got to start rehearsing tomorrow. He's like, oh, come on, man, the girls are showing up. And I said, we're good. We're good. I got friends. I got family here. We're good. And he goes, can I ask something? I said, yeah. And he went into, he goes, I want to go in the bathroom. Hold on. He goes into the bathroom and he shuts the door. This guy's making $10 million. He's coming out with Tommy Boy 2. He's the love of everyone's life. Before I showed up, before he showed up, cameraman Johnny, Jim, Chris is the most beautiful person. Oh my, he goes to church. This is before he showed up. And now this guy, who has all these writers, all these people, all these teams around him, asked me, hey man, am I funny? And I went, what? He goes, am I funny or am I just the fat, stupid guy? Am I just the fat, be honest, Jimmy? I went, no, you're Chris. I'm talking to a guy that's making $10 million. You can't turn a corner without seeing him. Be careful, Jim. You're next. I see the way they're looking at you. And so I said, Chris, you got a movie coming out? I go, can I be honest with you about something? I said, you know, before you came, Johnny the cameraman was talking. No, he wasn't. I went, yes, he was. Why? He's like, I love Johnny. I said, he's my favorite guy. And Tim, that's always like he's got his drill bit out and he's always putting in a window. And then you have the guy who does the pyros in it. They were all talking about you. They're like, are you serious? I want to tell you what. And I said, the chick that does the hair, the makeup and all that, she said you used to go to some Catholic church or so. Yeah, I used to feed the homeless. And he was talking. He's like, yeah, I used to do. I said, why? How would I know that? How would I know that about you? They told me that. Really? I said, yeah. I said, dude, you're a great. Forget funny. You're a great human being. You just saying that? I'm like, no, dude. What am I? You sure you don't want to come over? No, dude, we're good. Come on, go to bed, dude. Get rid of those bananas. Go to bed. So the show goes on, and that's another thing. During the read-through, all right, on Wednesdays, you got to be in a big circle. You have people from a network. You have writers, you have the cast members, you have the producers, you have all these people in one room watching as we're auditioning our little sketches. And while Lorne Michaels is right here, and he gets up, and of all things, he's doing the sketch that me and Tracy wrote for him. It was called Break Time, and we trash the place, and then we go back to work, and they go, break time, and he's acting it out, and while he's acting it out, this giant blood vessel, maybe the size of half my pinky, white and bloody, hits the table and lands in front of Molly Shannon, and Molly's like, oh, and everyone sees this. You can't hide it. And while he's doing it, he scoops it back up and he puts it in his pocket. Nobody flinches. Maybe I should have said something. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was in shock. I wasn't in shock that this was going on. I was in shock that not one human being said, hey man, we're not doing this. Dude, I don't care when the movie's coming out. I don't care if I lose all the money in the world for you. You need help right now. We're not doing this. And that's when I realized how many human beings, whether you're in entertainment business, sports business, corporations, whatever your business is, how many people could care less about your true self and your soul and the human of you? And that was such a wake-up call for just society. So So promoting the movie is more valuable than this human's being life. Hosting the show is more valuable than this human being's life. And that to me is demonic. And that's how the demon works. And you got to know the demon to fight the demon, to be aware of the demon. Because he can't fight the light. He can't fight the light. And when we understand how powerful that light is to stop those moments. And I will tell you this, I learned a very deep God lesson. At least that's how I took it. I wanted to talk to him after the show, but he was surrounded by a bunch of, there were a lot of goblins at his table. I'll just say that. I went up to him, and again, you can feel the dark. They're all looking up like this from the table. And I saw his crew. Some of them are still around. I said, my God, who does this human being have? And time went on. I'm married, I have family, and we're doing things. And then I got a feeling, which we all get, and I don't know why we don't listen to our gut feelings anymore. We'd rather listen to a president, or we'd rather listen to a politician or your favorite rock star or whatever. You won't listen to you're the experts, or you'll listen to the government, or whoever you put above God inside you, your instinct, the way you were designed. My instinct started saying, call him. I could not shake it. I could not shake it. For a week straight, my instinct kept saying, I need to talk to him right now. I swear on my kids' lives this is true. On my children's lives. On my father's soul. And I want people to know this is inside you. This is much more powerful than what comes out of here and from your government and from all the people you're trusting in your lifetime. This, you just got to give it time to breathe and listen to it. That's part of the noise issue. You got to turn the noise off. And you will become empowered once you can tap into what God designed you to be. And literally, I finally listened, and I called my manager. I said, hey, man, I can't stop this feeling. I need to talk to Chris Farley. And he went, yeah, man, I'll get something. You want me to relay a message? I went, no. I feel like he needs someone to be brutally honest. He needs to hear from me. I want to talk to him. I really want to talk to him. Okay, man. Now, he doesn't get the number right away. The show is off for the week. And I'm kind of waiting. This goes on every day. I call back 2 days later. Hey, man, can you get the number? It's really important. I feel the urgency worse and worse. This is my gut feeling. This is months later. This wasn't like 3 days later, wasn't 2 weeks later. This is months later after he hosted. Out of nowhere, it just boom. It hits me, and I can't shake it. And then finally, they said, all right, I'll get your number by the end of the day. All right. He doesn't get it. He said 100% in the morning, and then the headline says, Farley's dead. Now, could I have changed that? Only God knows that. Do I feel guilty from that? No. His path was whatever path and designed, other people's path or design. But what that did for me, I didn't mean, not that I didn't mean, no, I want to go this way. This is how I truly feel, and I don't like hiding this stuff. What I truly felt was God going, the next time I tell you Don't listen to your favorite Republican. Don't listen to your favorite Democrat. Stop listening to this one and this one. I gave you the tool. It's right there. I told you. Now, I'm not mad at you for hesitating, but don't ever, ever question that again. And I never did. Well, I can't say never. I don't do it a lot, but I listen to it more and more. It's almost like, do you know when you feel like, man, I haven't talked to Aunt Mary for a while. Why do I keep thinking of Aunt Mary? You know what? Just call Aunt Mary. And Aunt Mary, I've done this with people in my family where I felt, I'm being honest, I felt something was going on with them, and I would call, and I didn't mean, not that I didn't mean, no, I want to go this way. This is how I truly feel, and I don't like hiding this stuff. What I truly felt was God going, the next time I tell you, don't listen to your favorite Republican. Don't listen to your favorite Democrat. Stop listening to this one and this one. I gave you the tool. It's right there. I told you. Now, I'm not mad at you for hesitating, but don't ever, ever question that again. And I never did. Well, I can't say never. I don't do it a lot, but I listen to it more and more. It's almost like, do you know when you feel like, man, I haven't talked to Aunt Mary for a while. Why do I keep thinking of Aunt Mary? You know what? Just call Aunt Mary. And Aunt Mary, I've done this with people in my family where I felt, I'm being honest, I felt something was going on with them, and I would call, and my one niece, I remember one day, I'm like, I gotta call her. Something's going on. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it. It's like Star Wars. I feel a disturbance in the voice, in the force. I feel a disturbance in the force. And I called her, and soon as she picked up, she started sobbing. You don't know how bad I want to hear from you. And in the past, I'd always go, wow, that's crazy. And then
when we thought it was over.
When I look at the industry now and all the bullshit that's going on, like I had a lot of shots. When I look at the industry now and all the bullshit that's going on, like I had a lot of shots at being like one of the top niggas, but I always had some bullshit happen. I'm over here in the street doing this. This happened. I'm on Def Jam for a year, and then Russell and Lior, I used to fuck with them niggas. Them niggas showed me the real industry from the backside. And I'll tell you a story. I put out the first record on Def Jam, Seasoned Veteran, right? I didn't make no money. When I tell you no money, I didn't make no money. So I was like, what type of shit is this? Because I'm coming from the street like pushing, I gotta have some paper. But when I met them niggas, I was wearing a presidential, you feel me? Because I was still hustling. So I had my first budget. I think they gave me like $220,000 to do the album. I siphoned 40 out of that, right? My homeboy had a studio. I told Def Jam I was gonna record at this studio. I took 40 to record at the studio. I went and bought that. I bought a used Benz, a S500, silver. Took it to LA, put the TVs in the thing, the Lorenzers, all
that.
Yeah,
Nando.
recorded at my
Nando.
man shit for free.
Yeah.
Recorded at my man shit for free.
Finessing. Yeah, nice finesse.
Yeah,
Nice
like
finesse.
I told you, I'm the nigga who's gonna open up a business inside a business. That's just how it was. So I went from that. Then Russell and Lior, when they explained to me, I was like, where the money at? Like, well, I ain't making no money. So they was like, well, this is how a record deal works. You're gonna get a certain percentage, which is this, which gives you about $1 per record. So if you sell 1 million records, you make $1 million. But out of that $1 million, we gotta recoup the 2 video budgets, all the cars that took you back and forth to the airport, the flights, all that fat farm shit we was giving you. You know, all that come out of that $1, right? So I was like, well, fuck this shit. I don't want to do this shit. There ain't no money in this. I'm gonna take it back to the block because fuck, I'm getting on airplanes. It was times I was waking up getting on airplanes, Jack. I didn't know where I was waking up at. I got to get the newspaper to see where the fuck I'm at. And I'm moving around. I'm in. We used to go to because we used to play the West Coast. We used to go to what is that city, man? where the niggas never had all the money for the show.
Janky promoters?
Nigga, they never, this is, man, it's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me. The coffee fucking with me. It's gonna come to me. But what I'm saying is I'm hitting all these spots on these promo tours and doing these shows and I'm down in these dungeons. Yeah. Hey, it was like that though. Oh, it was on some Russell Red shit. Hey, it was on some Russell Red shit. You feel me? And I'm hitting all these spots. And it's dangerous. I'm a street nigga, so I can see it. Niggas in there with pistols and all the shit, and I ain't making no money.
Right.
So we get back to New York. I tell Leo and Russell, I said, you know what? I don't think I want to do this shit if it ain't no money in it. Leo told me, he said, let me tell you something about the music shit, Rich. He said, this shit is all payola. He was like, I can make your grandmama the hottest bitch in the country. All I need is 6 months. He said, ain't none of this shit real. He said, the reason we telling you this, because you a solid motherfucker. He said, so if you want to fuck around with it, it's good, but we just gonna let you know that ain't none of this shit real. So the Seasoned Veteran album dropped. Let's Ride was the first single. That's back when the music box was out. When you used to watch the videos, you could call and do the shit, right? Come on. Nigga, I'm sitting inside my mama house, Jack. The music box come on. They say, #1 debuting this week on the box. Let's Ride. I'm on. I'm like, nigga, I'm #1. I call Leor. I said, Leor, I'm #1 on the box. He said, I know, Richie, we bought the spot. Give me a minute, I'll call you back.
That's how it go too, dog.
And when he said that, I didn't like it no more.
Yeah.
I didn't, because I really thought that people fuck with me because of what I did.
But you come from the authentic grind.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought it was real, right? I remember going up to Cameo. You know when you listen to the radio, you hear niggas say, this LL Cool J, man, and whenever I'm in town, you know, I used to think that nigga was up there.
Nah, that's a drop.
So I go to the radio station, they show me this shit, they like, let's do some drops. Chewy Gomez in there. He like, Rich, can you do some drops for me? I'm like, what's drops? He said, just come over here and say X, Y, Z. So I get on there, I say some shit, I make a couple mistakes. I said, let me do it again. He said, don't worry about it. Edit, chop the shit I fucked up out, taped it back together, played my voice back perfectly. I said, oh, wow. So it's a piece of paper sitting on the thing. I said, what is that? He said, oh, that's today's playlist. So I grab it, and it's got the times and all the songs that's gonna come on. So I'm like, damn, so them niggas ain't really up here when I be hearing that shit? So it just was hella fake. It was a lot of fake shit going on, right? And it was fucking me up. It was fucking me up. So I take this piece of paper when I leave the station. I'm in the car. So I call this little chick, right? And it's like 4:30, and I got the list. I told her, I said, damn. I said, you listen to the radio? She said, yeah. I said, it'd be crazy if they play X, Y, Z right now. And then that shit came on, right?
Yeah.
And she said, it's on right now. It's on. It's on that you just said. I was like, no way. I said, let me turn it on. So we rolling. I'm talking shit, smoking. I'm high. I'm tripping now. Next song about to come on. I said, it'd be a fool if they play woo, woo, woo. That would come on. She said, you're batting 1,000. This shit's, they're playing it. I'm like, yeah, no, I got this list. And dude, from that point on, I just kind of lost the flair for the music shit. I did. Because I'm
watered down.
Yeah. I mean, and I get it, you know, but I really thought that
the people.
I thought DJs played what the fuck they wanted to play. So that I lost my flair for the music. That's why I went back to the street. Went back independent. I just was like, it don't make no sense. You feel me? Plus, I wasn't really getting no money. I wasn't really getting no money. So my second album was supposed to come out on Def Jam. Leo and Russell called me. They said, man, I got to talk to you. They called me in the office. They said, man, we're doing a deal with Edgar Brauthman and Seagrams. They about to buy the company, and we don't know who's going to be running it. You can stay if you want. If not, you can go. We don't want to leave you here and get stuck. Your project gets shelved. So I'm trying to process what they telling me. This is my sophomore album supposed to come out, right? Or the second album, which ended up being the game. I released it independently. Russ and him said, this is what we're going to do. We already recorded the album. We give you $75,000 and the album, and you can have it if you choose to go. If you choose to stay, you can stay, but we don't know who's going to be running the label. So I talked it over with my man, Damo Wimatume. He was like, nigga, we can get you a deal somewhere else. Take the money. I took the 75, took the record, blasted back to California. One thing led to another. Took some of that 75, bought some rims, some other bullshit. Had a hot 60 ball left. Be Legit called me. He said, nigga, don't spend all the money on dumb shit. I said, what? He said, nigga, buy you a house. And he turned me on to his realtor. And I put that 60, put another 25 with it that I had off the street, and I put that down on my first crib.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And then from there, I just released music independently, got back to getting $7 a record, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But only selling 20,000 of them. But 20,000 and $7, that's a $140.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I just stayed playing independently. And it was a lot of people who was like, man, you could be bigger than that. You could be bigger than that. And this is at the time when I had met Pop. He was a young nigga. He wanted to do shit with me when we was 415. He was still like coming into the Brenda's Got a Baby shit. And I remember telling him, I was like, bro, we doing gangster shit. The 415 shit was like gangster shit. I said, you on that Black Power shit. Don't worry about it. He's wearing the Nefertiti pieces and all the shit. Then I watched this nigga like just catch motion. And then he ended up going to jail. And I remember he was writing me from Dannemora prison. His record was out. The song that I was on that was Me Against the World album was cooking.
Number one.
Yeah. So he hit me and he's writing me these letters and he like, Interscope won't come get me. He said, I'm stuck up in here. He said, I'm thinking about signing with Death Row. And I'm like, bro, I don't think you need to sign with Death Row. I said, your shit out here cooking. You feel me? I said, snooping and balling, but I don't think you need to sign with Death Row. You got to wait for this response. He write me back, so this is a few weeks. I get the next letter. He said, but the nigga should talk about coming to get me. Now, I done been to jail before. I was like, I feel that, right? Boom, he get out, and from there, he just take off. So what I'm getting at is I watched him. I watched my nigga Shakir Stewart, Chris Lighty. DMX came to the label with Irv. Irv was pushing DMX, talking about this is the next Tupac. Leor was making me listen to these records. Like, listen to these records. Tell me, is this nigga the next Tupac? I don't have a clue, Richie. I mean, we just a car. We just drive. You got to drive us. You got to tell us what to do. So I'm listening to the DMX shit. I'm like, it's cool, but I don't see it being the next Pac, but it was dope. But it was New York music. So I didn't really fully understand it. But I'm saying that to say this. I watched niggas just to the top. And it was a piece of me like, okay, I fucked up. I should have stayed at the label. Right? And now, in hindsight, X gone, Lighty gone, Shakir gone, Pac gone. And I don't have the big bag, I don't have the big accolades, but I got the little bags. You hear me? And I'm still on deck, and I'm still around. So I be trying to talk to people, to tell people sometimes, man, the game it'll take you out the long way. And sometimes the shit that you want may not be for you. So you can't get upset when it don't go your way.
Yeah,
you feel me? There was a point in my life where I was pushing myself through life and I was getting into all kind of bullshit. The game is finishing the race. You hear me? And shit, man, I'm happy to be here, my nigga.
You saw Pac at a lot of different stages, from the beginning, unfortunately, until the end. What was that journey like, and getting a chance to really be friends with him and working with him and producing great music, but more than that, just being a brother to him?
Pac was a good kid, bro. When I met him over a sack of weed. He wanted to buy some weed. It was a chick I knew. She called me. She said, I got a dude out here from New York. He want to buy some weed. You got some weed? I said, you know I got some weed. Went to Berkeley, served him. We met over a bag of weed, and that relationship turned into more bags of weed, and just a friendship. It wasn't even based on music, I was from here. He was new here, and I was trying to give him the ropes. I've always mentored younger niggas, because you can't tell old niggas nothing. You feel me? You can't. It's always more competition. I do better with young niggas than women. Women will listen. Young niggas will listen. You can learn. So he was like that. Gave him some game. He's just a good dude, bro. But came from like nothing, like humble beginnings. So he didn't really give a fuck about shit. I remember
As a kid, Matt Mahan's mentor was his dad, a union letter carrier who proudly provided a reliable, basic service.
You don't know anything about my personal life. You know nothing about my personal life. We've never gone on double dates. We've never hung out. We don't hang out outside of on set. When I've come to set periodically, there's been no personal anything. I've never been to your house. I don't even know where you live.
He took my money. I'm not getting no more payments on my payment in perpetuity with that network. He took my money. He's been abusing me for years. He's been abusing me mentally for years. And I haven't said a word. I haven't said a word. I've been quiet about it. I haven't said nothing. But now when you're trying to abuse me and make threats and send messages to my phone and do all of that stuff, it's a different story. Now I gotta let the world know you're trying to kill me and you're trying to send attacks on me. Yo, face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/hookahAnonymous_. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at HookahAnonymous_ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, since nobody wants to acknowledge what's going on with Zeus and their network, when it comes to almost everybody that does business with them, y'all know we gotta put a microscope on it if no one else wants to. Because at what point are people gonna stop and realize that something just ain't right? I would say it's gonna take for someone to lose their life, but allegedly, that already happened. Allegedly, several people who were associated with that network have either came up missing or deceased, and Zeus's name have been involved somehow, some way. Then you have others such as Aaron the plumber, who have made similar claims as Jocelyn Hernandez is now doing, where he called them out and claims that allegedly they're also into devil worshiping, degrading the culture as a whole, and many more allegations that we'll get into later. Now, as I always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. It's but so many times different people can accuse you of the same thing before we figure out that they aren't the problem and you just may be the problem. Or those allegations are in fact true. Well, in the latest allegations against Zeus Network, we have Jocelyn Hernandez, who have been making similar claims as Aaron, and this time it's a little more credible, seeing as though Jocelyn have been actually a part of the network, having her own show for multiple seasons, so I'm sure she knows a lot of the inner workings behind the scenes. She's accusing them of basically being jealous that she decided to move on to her own network and stopping her payments from previous work done with Zeus. On the flip side, Lemmy has also responded, having claims of his own, and says that no one is trying to stop Jocelyn from doing her own thing. She just have to do it the right way when it comes to business, because according to him, she breached her contract and that's why payments were stopped. Aside from just the payments, Jocelyn has also accused him of doing other things to her behind the scenes, which we'll also get into later. Now, if you ask me, it's looking like maybe Lemmy don't want Jocelyn doing her own thing, of course, because not only is it money out of their pockets, but Jocelyn will also be considered a big competition. And judging from the success she's had with her previous show on Zeus, and just her being known for reality TV period and having an audience, she isn't just somebody that could be ignored. So we're going to get into everything, and I want to know what y'all think about this at the end. But in the meantime, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hype the video so we can get into the algorithm, and if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
I'm very much in distress. I'm very much going through a lot. This man is trying to kill me. My homeboy Sean is stressed me out, and he thinks I'm going to not use my freedom of speech. Use my freedom of speech for this he's doing to me and been doing to me. You let me. You let me. I'm going to continue you to use my freedom of speech on your. You try to kill me. You try to take me out. And I'm not going to let you do it. You stressing me out every day. You ended up having me in the hospital 2 days ago. And I'm not going to stop until you do right by me. So everybody, I just want to let y'all know why you hear TV, Way TV, Jocelyn, Get Money Girls Official, And all the pages, we had to shut off the comments. We had to turn the comments off because the little turd, y'all know who he is over there at the other network that's beefing with us because they scared of little us Why You Here TV continuing to grow. We had to shut our comments off because he keeps sending his bots. And we know that he's sending the bots and his little company, and that's a federal offense. So he just keeps digging, he keeps digging a hole in this case. You keep digging yourself in the hole, like, go pay the people that you owe, because they...
Now, I'm sure most of you already know of Jocelyn's show that she had on the Zeus network called Jocelyn's Cabaret, where it was just as similar as Baddies, Bad Girl Club, all in the same algorithm, and the rest of the shows where multiple females are just beating each other up and drinking almost all damn day. With Jocelyn having a history of being on reality TV already and known as a Puerto Rican princess, she knows a thing or two about the business. Jocelyn's Cabaret had major success and would run for a couple seasons. However, Jocelyn wanted to boss up and decided that she would get her own network, start another show so she could be able to evolve instead of just having a show on someone else's platform for life. Now, according to her, she had an agreement with Zeus where even though she left, she was still supposed to get paid in perpetuity. For y'all that don't know what that is, according to Google, it'll stay quote. A perpetuity is a type of annuity that provides continuous, equal cash flows for an infinite amount of time. In finance, it is used to value specific stocks or projects by calculating the present value of future cash flows. Assuming that whenever her show was aired on their platform, Jocelyn was supposed to be getting paid. According to her, she would come out and expose that Zeus CEO, Lemuel Plummer, aka Lemmy, stopped her payments. She would go on a lengthy rant as she would speak on what's going on, as she would take to social media to say, quote, stopping my payments because I have my own streaming app and I wanted more for my life than just what I had is illegal. And it's just plain evil. Telling my husband he won't fund our business is illegal. Telling us to take our content down, it's illegal. While I'm pregnant, it is evil. I gave y'all 7 years of my life. My contract, my payments are in perpetuity. But they stop suddenly because I take a picture with someone you fear. I'm a 39-year-old woman that is with child, and you are doing evil to me because you are not able to have my back and do what you want with me. I'm very upset and really uncertain of things right now. We need your support. I made this person legit when it came to giving him real talent, real shows, real stories. He immediately stopped my payments and trying to make me stop my content on Why Are You Here TV. Pray for my unborn because clearly this evil person wants to make us break and possible for something to happen to my unborn kid by putting a stop to something I've earned. But I will pursue my rights to the fullest. I will sell everything I own before I'm in the streets. This evil man is trying to destroy my family and trying to make something bad happen to me and my unborn kid by doing evil things. I've been loyal to this people for 6 years and he stops all my payments, what's belonged to me, because I won't shut down my company. Why Are You Here TV? He is the devil and he is trying to kill me. If anyone can help me in California ASAP, please hit me up. Right now, it is not the time to fight this quietly, but to be loud and aware that this person is trying to kill me and my unborn kid with no regards of what I've done for him for the past 7 years. I will bring the house down if my payments aren't back immediately. Now, when someone make those type of threats and say those type of words, clearly they know something that they know that the public don't. And this is why she's coming forth and says that she's being loud with it, because if something happens to her and she never did this, we would think that maybe it was just natural. But she's letting it be known that nope, it's nothing natural. And if something does in fact happen to her, allegedly, it may have to do with Zeus. Now in the next slide, she would show that she went to the hospital and she would caption the picture saying, quote, that evil man sent me to the hospital the other night. God is my God. I do not serve Lucifer. In another post, she would go on to say, quote, Surviving Z coming to Why Are You Here TV soon. Now in the next slide, she also shows that after a post with her and another person from the platform similar to Zeus by the name of Now That's TV would go viral, stating that this is the reason why Lemmy is mad, and that's when he sent her a text stating, quote, Hi Jocelyn, I saw the Now That's TV post. You're still within the exclusivity period, and you remain tied to the franchise through your ongoing involvement and participation, which makes any engagement with a competing platform a direct conflict and may place you in breach of your contract. Now, according to Jocelyn, that's when everything started, and since then, her payments have been stopped from them. Lemmy will respond to the allegations himself, as he would take to his IG story, say, quote, Let me be clear. We believe in the cabaret girls. We see real stars, and we're committed to giving them the platform to actually shine. In our view, they were never truly positioned to outgrow or outshine the lead, and at times were not treated in a way that reflected their value. That's exactly what we're changing. We're not in the business of limiting talent. We're building it. That's why we brought cabaret girls onto Baddies, and we'll continue casting them across multiple Zeus shows to increase their visibility, income, and long-term opportunities. We're not discarding them because someone wants to start their own network. We're investing in them. Now in the next slide, he will stay quo. As for everything else, this situation stems from a clear breach of agreement that we've made repeated good faith efforts to resolve privately, respectfully, and calmly. Taking things public with inaccurate and disparaging narratives because the outcome isn't favorable doesn't change the facts. Then in the next slide, he will stay quo. Jocelyn, bullying won't work. Manipulation won't work. I'll continue to move with professionalism and respect. In the next slide, he will stay quo. The idea that she hasn't been paid is ridiculous. She's been paid well beyond standard fees, along with additional support, opportunities, and residual style payments we've consistently honored. From day one, my goal with Zeus was to create more financial upside for our partners. We've done exactly that. What I won't do is ignore repeated breaches. I've tried to handle this privately and respectfully, but instead it's been taken public with disparagement and threats. That doesn't change the facts. And to be clear, I've never attempted to harm anyone, especially Jocelyn, who could probably beat me up anyway. And I've always treated her and her husband with respect. Now he will also go on to expose a text message from Jocelyn's husband, trying to prove that she's been in the hospital, as the text reads, quote, "Good morning. Jay's in the hospital with pregnancy complications. I need some time to talk to her about everything. Would appreciate pausing this discussion until she's good. I had to take her to the ER last night." Then he captioned it saying, quote, "Her husband sent that text on Thursday. So the fact that she posted a hospital pic and tried to make it seem like I had anything to do with her being there is crazy work. I have absolutely nothing to do with her not doing well." Now here's where things begin taking a different turn, and aside from just the not getting paid allegations, Jocelyn will start making other allegations involving trafficking women, worshiping the devil, and allegedly her life being in jeopardy. First, she would take to her IG story to say, quote, "Surviving Zeus Network is coming to @WhyAreYouHereTV, surviving @LemuelPlumber. This is about to go down. I'm telling it all. Jocelyn's Cabaret Inc. is in business with them, not Jocelyn Hernandez." And she has a point. If she did set it up like that, that means she has great business sense and she divided the person from the business. Meaning Jocelyn's Cabaret Inc. is totally different than the person. The person may be able to go on and do whatever she want to do, just not with Jocelyn Cabaret, which is why they have control of that show and she can't go anywhere else with it. Now, unless their contract or whatever agreement they had says otherwise, then Jocelyn just might have a point. Now on Twitter, she will make some more claims and crazy allegations as she would tweet saying, quote, @LemuelPlumber, trafficking young ladies across country lines like Puffy, and the feds are coming for you @FBI. @FBI, let's take him down. He is human trafficking all the ladies from the network, the Zeus Network. He is unethical and he is a mobster. Now in a since deleted IG post, she would state, quote, "Y'all pray for me. This man is trying to unalive me and my unborn kid. Right now, prayer warriors, I need y'all. I've never been embarrassed of nothing. I've been telling y'all my whole life story for going on 20 years, and I'm not stopping now. This man is trying to unalive me and my baby. I need your help ASAP. These devils in California are trying to destroy me. @50 Cent, hit me up ASAP. Y'all go flood @50 Cent page and comments so he can hit me up. Puff Daddy Jr. Surviving the Zeus Network and @LemuelPlumber coming soon to Why Are You Here TV. Make sure y'all go subscribe." Now Jocelyn will go live and continue exposing the inner dealings of Zeus according to her, claiming that they're into devil worship and claims that allegedly Lemmy is trying to have her unalive according to something he told her when they spoke. Y'all check this out.
One bag, infinite possibilities. Kate Spade.
Whether you're a professional contractor or simply take pride in handling your own home repairs and projects, Harbor Freight has the saws, drills, and grinders you need to get the job done right at prices that can't be beat. Harbor Freight, your power tools destination.
Hey, Ben, usual?
Wait, I don't come here that often. Busted. The BMO digital banking app groups your spending into categories like eating out, so it's easy to keep an eye on your money.
Can I get a slice of the bun, please?
Wait, you're the Ben? Ben?
How's everybody doing? I wanted to come in here. Excuse my appearance, but right now I'm truly scared for my life. Lemuel Plummer is a predator. Lemuel Plummer is a predator. He waited until I was pregnant to make threats. He waited until I was pregnant to text my phone about taking my streaming network down. Lemuel Plummer, I'm not saying nothing that is not truth. Everything that I'm saying is truth. You are a predator. You get men and women to beat up people and you pay them. You're a mobster. You're a mobster. You're a predator and you go against women. You go against women that you think are by themselves and that are not going to protect themselves and that are not going to speak up for themselves. Right now I'm pregnant. I'm 39 years old. I'm pregnant with the first kid of my husband. And you choose to wait till I'm pregnant to say anything to me about my streaming app. You're sending threats to my phone. You have people calling my phone, making threats to my phone, and I'm fear for my life. You're making threats to my phone, Lemuel Plummer. I fear for my life. Everybody in Seuss Network and all the cast members in Seuss Network knows that you pay people to beat up your cast members. They know that you pay people to make your cast members bloody and to harass them and to control their narrative. You're a billion-dollar man. You're so upset that I started my own little streaming app. That you saying I'm being defamatory towards you. It's not defamation when I'm speaking the truth. You're an evil man, and I'm fearing for my life. And I'm going live just in case I get my car shot up in Miami, where I'm at. Because I'm in Miami, and I know you be in Miami all the time. And every time you come to Miami, you fuck with me. And you didn't think I would let the world know how you being acting like a fucking predator while I'm pregnant. You want to go online and put this fake face on. You want to go online and act like you this good guy. You're not a good person, Lemmy. You're not a good person. You're not a good person, and it's gonna come to light. It's gonna come to light what you've been doing to people, what you've been doing to young ladies. You harass every female on your network. Not just me, you harassed Janisha, Scotty. How many times have you beat up Janisha? How many times have you beat up Scotty? How many times have you beat up those baddies? How many times have you paid these people off for them not to take you to court? You're not gonna get away with it, Lemmy. You can't go around harassing people, sending death threat to people, and then going online and saying, oh, they just telling lies to me. How many women are going to say the same thing about you? And nobody's gonna believe them. How many women, how many young ladies gotta go online, Lemuel Plummer, to talk about surviving Seuss Network and surviving the predator, Lemuel Plummer? How many young women? Who's gotta get killed? Who's gotta get killed? Is it gonna have to be me? So you're gonna kill me with my pregnant baby, Lemuel Plummer? So now you're gonna kill me with my pregnant baby? Now you're gonna kill me. How many people in your network gotta go on live and tell the truth about you, and you act like it's all a lie? How can possibly 100,000 be lying on you and the stuff that you're doing or you're done, Lemmy? You contacted me, you harassing me on my phone, you harassing me on my text messages, telling me to shut down my network because it's direct competition with your network. You trying to stop me my daughter and feeding my unborn kid? And now you want to kill me, making those threats online? We will deal with this accordingly. What, you gonna have somebody shoot my car up in Miami? That's what you gonna do? You gonna kill me and my baby, but you going online saying, oh, I know she's pregnant, and I know this is a sensitive space, a sensitive time? No, I was doing just fine. I just had the premiere of Get Money Girls Miami in Miami. I shouted you out. When people was asking, am I competing with other networks? I said, I'm not competing with anybody. I shouted everybody out, and I said, thank you guys for supporting Why You Here TV. All of a sudden, you know I'm pregnant, and you want to start texting me about me taking a picture with somebody that came to support me. Telling my husband I need to take down the network at once. Sending me messages. You're gonna deal with this accordingly. Are you gonna get somebody to shoot my car up like you do with everybody else? Let me, are you gonna get somebody to kill me while I'm pregnant? With my second child, at my old age? You're gonna get somebody to kill me and my baby? That's what you want to do to me? After all the years that I gave you, after all the secrets that I kept, because you make a threat every time, after all the secrets I kept from you and that network for years, I kept all your dirty secrets from Ashley and all the producers, making girls fight each other, making people hit people with bottles and make people bleed and cut each other. After all the secrets I kept because of your fucking threats, one morning you wake up and you're gonna cut my checks that I'm supposed to be gaining perpetuity because you claim I'm a direct competitor to you? Are you kidding me? Let me, little old me? Little old me? I've been on TV my whole life making all these networks wealthy. I made VH1, Viacom, BT, everybody wealthy, Sue's Network wealthy. As soon as I want to make myself wealthy and do something for my kids, now I'm the formation of your character ain't nothing. Your character is, nobody believes your character. You pay people to get beat up, so you're gonna get people to shoot me up in Miami. I'm on my way to the police station to make a report on you, because if I come up dead, you're going to jail. You're going to jail, but you know what? I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for me, and I'm gonna fight for everybody that you ever did wrong. You thinking that you can make threats to people, vague threats? Oh, we're gonna deal with it accordingly. You're gonna send me to get killed. You're gonna put out a hit out on me, Lemmy? You're gonna put out a hit out on the woman that started your company? The woman that made your company be legitimate? 7 years, I worked hard to get you to be where you at. And I'm pregnant. Look at my belly. Look at my belly. I'm pregnant. My stomach is out here. I'm a 39-year-old woman. I should not be getting this stress. I haven't done anything to you. I haven't done anything to Zeus Network. And you making threats. You sending me messages. Oh, we're gonna deal with this accordingly. What does that mean? Are you gonna try to get me shot? They found a dead body in Zeus Network office. We ain't hear nothing about that. What happened to that boy that died outside of your network? What happened to that boy? What happened to that body that they found outside of your network? What happened to him? Why we don't hear about that? Defamation of character, you have no character. And the people that works for you, all your producers, they have no character. And for Janisha, after all the times you beat her up, is still working up under you and haven't contacted the FBI to tell them what you done to her. She's a lunatic. And everybody that's around is a fucking lunatic. And that's why I started Why You Here TV. Because I wanted to get away from Zeus. Even in my last reunion at the cabaret, y'all didn't even see me on stage. stage. Y'all didn't even see me on stage. I didn't even go on stage. I didn't want to be there because I don't want to be around y'all no more. I got with y'all when I was 31 years old, still very young-minded. I was 31 when I got with Zeus Network. Still very stupid in the brain, very dumb, very slow still. Didn't really know just finished Stevie J and Mona and VH1 and my hair was up. I was getting high on and doing stupid shit. I've been clean for going on 4 years. 4 years. And you try to make it relapse. This is the type of predator I speak of. When I speak of a predator like Lemmy, you sending me threats on my messages. Take down my company at once, but you stop my payments. And if I don't take this down or that down, you're gonna see me accordingly. You're gonna kill me? You making those type of threats? You got people calling my phone private, this and that, silence, like, you're not gonna say anything? What are you saying? Where am I so you can come and shoot me up? That's your doing, Lemuel Plummer. That's your doing. That's your doing. Defamatory of character. You have no character. Your whole network is set up from violence. It's nothing but violence in your network. Your network is the most disgusting network in life. It's so much violence going on in your network. It's blood everywhere. Everywhere. It's nasty, it's disgusting. It's devil worshippers all over there, and you messing with the people over there overseas. And you told me yesterday on the phone, my shareholders, which I ain't gonna say no names yet, my shareholders are calling me about Jocelyn. So you got people in Israel calling you about me? You got the mobsters from Israel calling you about me while I'm in America with child? At my old age? You trying to kill me. And this is why I say you're trying to kill me. You did it to Scotty, the whole pregnancy. You cheated on Scotty. You beat up Scotty. You talk crazy to Scotty. You abused Scotty. You used her, you misused her. You did everything to that lady while she was with your child. Everything. You know what? I wanted to come in here and address the saying about me like I'm defamatory to him. But you're making threats to me, vague threats, getting people to call my phone and all of that stuff.
Now Lemmy will respond himself about all allegations, including him wanting to do something to her, and he says that is false. Y'all check this out.
I want to start by saying, regarding Jocelyn, I want to start by saying I'm aware that Jocelyn is pregnant, and I want to acknowledge that with care and respect. That's a significant life moment, and I understand it can come with a lot physically and emotionally. Like, from a human standpoint, I do have empathy for her. I do, and I'm genuinely happy for her and Ballistic, and I understand the emotions that come with pregnancy. I've seen that up close recently with Scotty. And in fact, hold on, guys. Let me see this once again. I'm so sorry. Okay, no worries. I'm on live. Thank you so much. Sorry, guys, we're in Vegas. So, no, thank you. I'm good. No, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry, Mr. Cleaners. Times are gonna. All right. I know I do have a little disfluency. I do say a lot when I'm talking. I gotta kind of work on that. I'm good. Thank you so much. No, I'm good. I'm on a live right now. Thank you so much. Thanks. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, I was saying that I'm happy for her and Ballistic. I can relate to that personally. Just, with Scotty and her pregnancy. So I'm not here to attack her or add any stress or unnecessary stress But at the same time, I'm not going to allow false narratives or allegations to be made about me or the company without addressing them. And that's why I'm really speaking on this today.
Children's Tylenol. Dye-free natural apple flavor. Same trusted relief for pain and fever.
Seek freshness. You will find it with Old Spice Timber.
Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the Chevy people who drive.
Stakes are high because I can do my own research or use AI to gain a deeper understanding. But if I'm building something big, something that's complex, information isn't enough. I need the judgment of an expert who's done it before and knows what's likely to break or take twice as long as expected, because I know they're capable of owning the project and can help me kill the guesswork, which is so important in business these days. See for yourself by going to pro.fiverr.com to hire vetted experts and use code DIARY for 10% off the checkout.
This is not new. This is a pattern of behavior. When things don't go her way, she goes on social media and starts this disparaging and defamation campaign against people who don't either agree with her or who she's upset with. Not in just business, but even personally close to her. That's something that I just can't sit back and ignore when it's directed at me and Zeus. I can't. To be clear, we've paid Jocelyn very well over the years. This is not about what we've paid her. This is about payments moving forward and fulfilling agreed upon obligations, and that's to me equally clear. This is not about a picture with another network owner, which I've seen some people post. It's not about that. It's about pretty much the broader contractual framework she agreed to, including exclusivity, restrictions around direct or indirect competition, and performance-based obligations such as participation and promotion. More recently, it also involves honoring key provisions in her agreement, including non-disparaging, confidentiality, and refraining from making false and defamatory statements, both personally and professionally, regarding Zeus, his executives, me, the team. These are just very standard, clearly defined terms that we agreed on by both parties, and we expect them to be respected just as we uphold on our end. These specific provisions in her agreement that have been breached, we've made an effort to address this privately, respectfully, calmly, in good faith, and we're still willing to do so. That includes multiple attempts to communicate directly, find a resolution without bringing it into the public. Jocelyn is entertaining. We get it. She's brought value to the platform. We respect that. And we genuinely thought we were beyond this. But at the end of the day, this is business. When you agree to terms, especially around exclusivity, conduct, and professional obligations, you're expected to honor, them, just like you would expect us to honor our commitments. That's all we're asking for: accountability, respect, and what we agreed to. And just so everybody understands, we support all of our content partners. We've always supported our content partners. We love our content partners. We've had a lot of them over the years that we have been working with for a long time. We've tried to create as much real value and opportunities for people that most networks just, wouldn't even take a chance on for various reasons. And when others have gone to pursue additional ventures in the industry or in business, like building their own networks and platforms, like with Ray J, you guys saw he, launched his Tronics network, or when Stunner Girl launched, I believe, her network. We've had meaningful conversations prior to those launches to establish the proper framework, and we've supported those efforts from afar. That's never been the issue. What matters is how it's handled. We have clear protections in place, especially around exclusivity and direct and indirect overlap when it pertains to similar platforms, business models, and content. Those provisions exist for a reason, and they were agreed to by both sides. If someone wants to step outside of that, it has to be done professionally transparently and in accordance with the structure of the agreement. No one is trying to stop Jocelyn at all, or any of our content partners from growing or evolving or continuing to be as successful as they are. No one's trying to ever stop that. They just didn't. You don't know anything about my personal life. You know nothing about my personal life. We've never gone on double dates. We've never hung out. We don't hang out outside of on set. When I've come to set periodically, there's been no personal any. I've never been to your house. I don't even know where you live. You've never been to my house. And if you have, it might have been for a public event of some sort. I don't know you like that, okay? So to act like these people are calling you and saying these things are just so false. They've never communicated or vented to you about anything that has ever gone on in my personal life with either of them. So just like it doesn't even make logical sense. At the end of the day, all this is happening because you don't want to honor your contract. That's what all this is about. You not honoring your contract. That's it. You don't want to honor your contract, and so we've taken action, rightfully so, and we've tried to reason with you, but I'm not going to allow you to bully me. I'm not going to allow you to create these scare tactics by going on social media and thinking I'm not going to respond. I don't care what the comments say. I don't. They can call me whatever they want. I'm not Diddy Jr. I'm not any of these people that they say. I don't care. I don't care. I know who I am, and I know whose I am. And I have been a great boss to you. I've been a great boss to so many others. I've provided jobs and opportunities. I get it. No one's perfect. Nobody on the planet is perfect. We all have things we have to work on. We all have things we have to grow from. And we all have, I believe we all have things that, we seek sometimes professional help on, or we go to God, we pray. That's just life. That's humans. We're all humans. So, at the end of the day, it's just not cool. So look, as a man, I'm not going to allow you to go on here and try to do what you're doing, and because you're not wanting to honor your agreement, and instead of handling it privately, like we've tried to do, it's turned into this public circus of random accusations that don't even make logical sense. Clearly, I said earlier on my live, you're pregnant. I respect that. Nobody's trying to attack you. Nobody's trying to come for you. I understand hormones are probably all over the place. You're extremely emotional. I'm sure it's probably stressful for ballistic. I'm sure it's probably stressful for maybe you, and I'm sure for you, but even family members or friends. And I empathize and sympathize with that. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to come on here and disparage my character, me. It's not going to happen. I don't care what the comments say. I don't.
Now here's what I'll say about all this. Lemmy didn't seem too believable in his response, as all he kept saying was, "That's insane." But here's the thing, y'all. Whether you choose to believe what Jocelyn is saying or not, one thing I could say is that she's not the first one to make these type of claims that she's making. Like we said earlier, you can't tell me everyone saying the same thing are liars, especially when it comes from people who have worked with these same people and know what's going down behind the scenes. Remember when Aaron the Plumber also made some allegations about Zeus and their network? Check this out.
I feel like my life is in jeopardy. 2 people that were on Zeus network are now deceased. Raina Dunlap was on her way to a Baddies audition and was found deceased inside of a abandoned building. Jay Hefner, 1 month after filming with Zeus Network, was mysteriously deceased as well. Why is Zeus Network not saying anything about Raina Dunlap or Jay Hefner? I'm not about to be the third person, so I'm gonna speak out on this. Somebody's definitely been following me. Mysterious stuff has been happening. Somebody mysteriously drove their car through my living room. Okay? Y'all see they created the distraction. They try to start a beef between me and Kevin Gates. Now, I don't know if Kevin Gates was speaking subliminally, you know, in regards to me after his initial video, but that's the impression that I got. And I thought that a female gave them, because Zeus has been very persistent trying to get my address. I don't know why, because they know I have no interest in dealing with them whatsoever. I had my friend reach out to a female to ask her if she gave Zeus Network my address, and my friend is in his own neighborhood, and 2 hours after asking her, 2 random men come and stab him in the back of his head, and he's now in the hospital. This isn't no coincidence, okay? Look into all the contestants' names on the show. They all have Greek mythology. All names refer to Greek mythology. Look into that, man. Zeus is demonic. I don't have enough money to go against these people. These people want to harm me. This is an attack on blue-collar workers. That's exactly why they're trying to emasculate me in the films that they're showing.
And if you're confused about the Israel thing, when Jocelyn said someone was calling from there, well, some of you may or may not know this, but we don't know who was calling and asking about her. However, Lemmy's father is a prominent figure in Christian television broadcasting and serves as the first bishop of Israel for the Church of God in Christ. Now, I would go down that rabbit hole, but I think y'all can already see where that's going, so I'll leave that up to y'all. As for Jocelyn, I would say that we need to keep an eye out for her, just in case something ends up happening to her, because she was big on emphasizing that part. Considering she dealt with them for a long time, I'm sure she knows a lot more than we do, and this is why she's making those claims. So,
the high-quality industrial products you need. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Secret Clinical gives me triple sweat protection. Whew, thanks. Secret.
Dreaming of the perfect family trip?
Who are you?
Penny, Priceline's AI travel assistant.
How about Eco Resort, free breakfast, zip line?
Done.
Yes.
Bubbles. Priceline.
Style and substance. In the GMC Sierra. Or current eligible GMC lessees can get this low-mileage lease on the Sierra Elevation with a 5.3-liter V8 engine.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, and how do y'all feel about Zeus, period? I feel a lot of people have been making similar claims about them, and like I said, where there's smoke, there's definitely fire. When it comes to the women on that show, you have some people saying, well, they already know what they signed up for, and I get it. But when you have people making claims that they are taking hits basically to do things to other girls just to make the show a little more satisfying and entertaining to people, that's crazy. Paying somebody an extra $5,000, $10,000 just to beat on this person and beat that person, it's kind of insane. Then when you have girls that are on these shows that make claims like, well, Lemmy don't like me, this is why he allows security guards to put their hands on me, or things like that happen, then one may wonder when you start hearing things like this from Jocelyn. Then she also said that he pays them so things won't get blown out of proportion or ever hit the courts, and that might sound like it's some truth to it, because we heard that that may have happened allegedly with one of the contestants on the Baddies show by the name of Summer when her lip was busted and her nose was reconstructed. Now, it's also been claims that allegedly Lemmy likes to get down with the contestants and promises them things in return for them sleeping with him in the bed. Now, we don't know how true that is, but what we could say is this. There's been plenty of women on that show that have said to have relations with Lemmy, and we could only wonder why. Not to mention he done got some of the girls pregnant on not one, but a few occasions. So whether you believe that he makes sexual advances or try to make favors in return for them sleeping with him, we can only go by what we see, and yeah. Now, Jocelyn claims that Lemmy is being jealous, and of course he's not gonna admit that he don't want her competing against him, but I think it's common sense. Not to mention he went through a similar situation like this with Ray J, when Ray J allegedly smacked him because he claims Lemmy was hating that he was starting his own platform, Raycon. So as more come out about this, we'll keep you guys updated, but in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. I'm out. Are you tired of a bunch of social media gurus promising you results with their course, but all they do is take a bunch of information off YouTube and Google, then sell it to you? Well, look no further. Our YouTube Tips and Tricks Masterclass course comes equipped with SEO tips and tricks, along with methods we use to growth hack our YouTube channel. It also includes step-by-step ways to publish your video before uploading to guarantee a great SEO score, therefore your videos can rank and be shown to a bigger audience. Views and subscribers don't come by luck, and just how YouTube have an algorithm, you should have one as well that can guarantee you results. We're doing websites and softwares we personally use to generate money creating Faces YouTube channels. If you also would like to skip the process and just buy other pre-built accounts, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, we also threw that in there for you too. We went through trial and error, so you don't have to. Click the link in the description or the comments and get started today.
Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the Chevy people who drive.
Hey everybody, welcome to 3606 Saginaw.
Hi, this is Vlade Divac, and you're watching Byron Scott Fast Break.
We're back another episode of Byron Scott's Fast Break. Jay Wagers, the coach, Mr. Byron Scott, and today
everything is documented and how fast things hit the blogs. What's your thoughts on that? Because law enforcement is coming out saying that, look, we use these blogs to solve crimes actively. How you feel about this?
I just think it's a new world, a new way of doing things, and you got to adapt. You always have to adapt to the new world, and if you don't, you'll just be left behind.
100%.
So, I mean, some of the stuff that hits the blogs is crazy, like Poetic Flacco doing that whole video on Who Killed Draco, bro. That's bro, I don't even know.
Now, do you agree with that?
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it either, bro.
I mean, I'm not, but for him, he ain't bound to any rules, or you know what I'm saying. He ain't, this shit. Who the telling him?
That right there,
you know what I mean?
There is very that's key insight.
You know what I mean? Like, cause he's not supposed to know. He's not supposed to have that type of information to where, he can actually make a video on that. So, and in reality, bro, somebody is snitching. And they're not on no paperwork. So, and it sounds like somebody wants dude to get caught for the murder.
Yeah, now look, we've seen this. Because, our...
Hold on. Man, is that real? Is that real back there?
This is 20-year-old Timothy Blanchard and his friends recording a silly video at a gas station. In just a few minutes, they'll head back to a nearby LGBTQ house party. What they don't know is that a masked killer will be there too, determined to murder everyone at the party.
What's going on at the location, ma'am? Two of my friends are fatally wounded.
As the investigation unfolded, detectives would discover the killer's dark secrets and a disturbing recording exposing the sick motive behind the ruthless execution. In the early morning hours at around 5 a.m. on Saturday, May 25th, 2019, emergency lines in Detroit received a call from Clifton Blair Keys and Armand Matthews, who had just watched his worst nightmare unfold when a gunman barged into their home and opened fire.
Can you please have somebody come to this? What's the address, ma'am? What's the street name? What's going on at the location, ma'am? I'm a gay male. I apologize. That's okay. Somebody just came in and shot up the house. And two of my friends are fatally wounded. They're shot. Okay, sir, I'm going to see you at the location now. Are there any injuries? Yes, serious injuries, but you can get right here as soon as possible, please.
It had begun the night before, when a group of friends had been out on a Friday night party. But as the event started winding down, 5 friends, Blair Keys, Armand Matthews, Paris Cameron, Alante Davis, and Timothy Blanchard returned to their friend Lance Atterbury's home to hang out. But the night was meant to be like any other, filled with music, dancing, drama, hookups, drinks, and arguments. The mood was laid back, and everyone was joking about silly incidents at the party earlier. But just as dawn began to break, they heard what they believed were fireworks. Unfortunately, the reality was far different, and had now changed their lives forever. As Blair hid in the bathroom to protect himself, he heard nearly 20 gunshots echo through the house. But what officers discovered once they entered the home would be far more gruesome and twisted than anyone imagined. 21-year-old Alante Davis was slumped over the dining table after being shot twice, while 20-year-old Paris Cameron and 20-year-old Timothy Blanchir lay sprawled across the floor, each having been shot 4 times. It was clear to responding officers that the shooter had been relentless and deliberate, attacking the group with clear intent. But what they didn't realize was that the intent would turn out to be far more shocking than anyone could have expected. Unfortunately, Alante Davis and Timothy Blanchir had already died from their injuries by the time the officers arrived. Paris Cameron was still breathing and was rushed to the hospital, but she too later succumbed to her wounds. Now facing a triple homicide, officers knew that they had to act fast, given an armed and dangerous suspect was still out there who could take more lives before the day was over. Not wasting any further time, detectives bring in Blair Keys and Armand Matthews, the only 2 surviving witnesses who had called 911 while hiding, hoping they can help identify who would want to carry out such a brutal attack.
Well, at this point in my life, I guess I can't say now that I'm physically going through a lot right now. Because after last night, like, my mind can't even process what the heck is happening. Because I've never experienced something such as that. Never. Of my 20 years of being on this planet, like, I've been to many house parties, and that, I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm imagining you probably got a lot going on in your mind. So, you know, what we're going to do, we're just going to talk to you about it. We're not going to rush you through it. You know what I mean? We just want to understand, you know, help you. I don't know if you had experience. I know you never experienced anything like that, but a lot of times, for a lot of people, talking about it, talking through it is one of those things that really starts the process of, like, you know, getting it out and really starting that. I don't know if it's healing or just like processing it, whatever. Everybody, you know, but talking is usually a first step in getting it out and moving forward, right?
Bow, 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 bow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, repeatedly, like, bow, 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 bow. I ran to the bathroom and he just kept shooting.
Okay.
Like, he wouldn't stop.
Mm-hmm. Now, where were you at this point in the house
when the shooting was going on? I was in the bathroom, like, ducked.
Did you run into the bathroom? Okay, where were you before?
So this is the table, and it was like chairs surrounding it. So
right by the TV.
Yeah, it was like a TV behind me, a table. Then this was the table that we were sitting by. So I was sitting on this side of the table.
Mm-hmm. And there's that bathroom immediately.
Yep, the bathroom was literally right there.
Okay.
And Paris was sitting on this side. Armand was sitting at the far end. And Tay was also sitting right here by Paris. Timothy was sitting over here by me.
Uh-huh.
The man was coming from this way, shooting.
They came in.
They all ran that way. I ran this way. Now, I had the clearest pathway to get shot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I know that I was not his target. That's how I know he was just targeting certain people, because his gun was not aiming at me. It was aiming this way.
Mm-hmm.
So he intentionally was trying to go after them for whatever reason, I don't know.
And who was them?
Paris, the people that got shot, Timothy, Paris, and Alante.
Okay. Paris, Timothy, and Alante. Out of those people, who were the people that were participating in the festivities?
All three.
All three? Okay. Describe this person that came in and did that.
All I really saw was his eyes. I saw that he had on a black ski mask and a hat. maybe a black coat, like all black, but I couldn't really tell him out because I was too busy trying to react and.
Okay, we'll work through that. When this person came in, what did he say?
He didn't say anything. He just, all you hear is footsteps and gunshots. And then after that, after the gunshots stopped, you just hear him walking out, slamming the door.
Okay.
He literally didn't say a word.
Okay.
Just came in and did what he did.
Now, from top to bottom, describe this person. And I know during a moment like that, I mean, you're trying to glance at somebody, but at the same time, you're trying to get the hell away. So, you know, you could be mistaken. I don't know.
Yeah, because he actually, it was about 5. He was shooting so fast, it was already 5 gunshots that was shot before I could even react. We were still sitting there having a conversation while while the shooting was going on. That's how fast it happened. Like we didn't even know that he was in the house. And then when the gunshots happened, like we just, reacting, and all I hear is just screaming and.
But it's what Blair saw after the shooter had left that was truly harrowing.
After that, what happened?
After that, I come out the bathroom right after I hear the door slam. And, well, I instantly knew somebody got shot because all you could see was, like I said, blood coming literally through the wall into the bathroom. So I went out there and I lost it. Because like I said, the closest I've got to seeing a dead body is a funeral. I've never seen, I'm not going to say that they're dead. No, I'll take that back. I've never seen somebody bloody, just lose so much blood. I've never been in that type of situation. So the only reaction that I had was to call 911. And that's what I did. And I was just trying to follow every direction that they was doing while I was breaking down. Then I had to go downstairs and check and see if Armand and Miami was okay. Miami was on the floor. In the basement, Miami, which is Timothy.
Oh, okay. Miami is Timothy. What happened? Just from your standpoint, I mean, what happened and what did you see?
As far as the shooting went, I really didn't see anything. All I saw was the guy walking towards us shooting, and then I walked.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, after.
Not really much of nothing. It was just.
You called 911?
I just called 911 and I just, I was freaking out. I was just telling them, they were asking me all these questions. I didn't really know how to answer them because, my mind could not keep up with what was going on. So I was just can y'all just please send an ambulance? That's all I'm asking. I'll do whatever y'all tell me to do, but I right now I can't answer these questions.
When detectives spoke with Armand, he shared a similar account, describing how he desperately tried to save his friend Timothy Blanchard after he was shot, as they both attempted to hide in the basement.
So, we're for the homicide unit, right? We're investigating what happened last night over on Devonshire. So go ahead and just take me through everything you know from whenever you got there until when we showed up.
Okay, I get there, everyone's chilling, waiting to wake up to drink and get high, of course. Well, not of course, but we smoke marijuana.
Sure, no big deal.
Shoot, we waited on folks to pull up. By the time they got there, it was a little music going on, and literally, my friends were sitting in a chair. Gunshots were fired. I'm sorry, I have to go back. Paris cousins. They came. A light-skinned guy, one of another friends. Paris friends came. He was short, light-skinned with braids. They just did it.
Just did what?
They fucked.
Okay.
I don't mean to say it like that.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what happened. Shit. Waited. I got an altercation with the boy Brendan. It wasn't, a big deal. We just had some words. I don't really like you that much. One of those conversations. He left. Plans to come home. Literally a minute or 30 seconds before I called the cops, which is around, I say 4:56, 4:57. That's when gunshots were fired, and I heard about 8 to 10 shots, I believe. But I wasn't really paying attention because I was just trying to run. I had Miami. I was trying to pull Miami with me because we both were in the same direction. Timothy. I tried to pull Timothy with me because we both were in the same direction. And that's when I noticed blood. I tried to hold the pressure till cops got there. I never got a description of who the being was that came in the house. My friend said all he seen was his eyes.
Okay. Thursday night, Friday morning at a hotel party. After the hotel party, what time does that go until? They said they picked you up, what, you said 3, 4 in the morning?
Yeah, we wound up getting to Lance's house about 3 or 4. Shit, if I'm probably wrong, it's probably 2, 3 or 4. But still, everything was cool again.
Okay.
Everything was cool all the way to the gunshots. I'm not even really the bullets, the gunshots.
You said 8 to 10?
About 8 to 10 shots.
You didn't know who the shooter was? You never saw him before? You never...
The way I was on in the wall, I couldn't see the front door at all.
What was going on at the house before the shooting happened?
We were literally sitting there talking about a bunch of gay shit.
Okay.
Walk us now through this. You hear the door open, right? The screen of the house?
And then gunshots and footsteps. That's how I predicted, okay, this being came in the house.
Okay, so you hear the screen open. Where is everybody else inside the house?
We are all in the dining room. 3 of us is sitting over here, and 2 of us is sitting back. Well, Clifton was standing in the back area. Well, next to me behind the wall. You know, when you first walk in the house, there's that half wall right there going past the living room into the dining room.
Okay, so how many people are inside that dining room?
At that time, it was 5 of us before the guy, the shooter.
Neither Blair nor Armand was able to formally identify the shooter. The gunman had been wearing a ski mask that completely covered his face. The only detail Blair could provide was that the shooter had a light skin complexion and brown eyes. Detectives also learned that 2 additional partygoers had spent most of the night at the house, but had left before the shooting began. One of them was the homeowner, 29-year-old Lance Atterbury, along with Brendan Suttles, who had recently met and begun dating Armand. But what detectives still don't know is that these were not the only other people who had been inside the house that night. And soon, a 3rd individual will surface in the witness accounts who will be directly connected with the shootings. At the time of the shooting, Lance and Brendan were across town, driving to Brendan's mother's home to drop off some belongings. By the time they returned, they were met with nothing but chaos inside the house, leading detectives to conclude that they were not involved in the crime, but were instead witnesses to its aftermath.
As CIO, I connected our teams through Jira AI-powered teamwork software. Our PR department connected us with this.
My vision is going to change everything about how your team connects. What are you doing?
Oh, just added a pic of your vision so Rovo AI can analyze it and create tasks in Jira.
You can decipher this?
One of our tasks is group hug.
That's right, family sandwich, everybody up!
We cleared an entire afternoon for this.
Come on, belly to belly!
Checkers and Rally's MVP meal deal makes you a big deal. A mushroom Swiss with fries, drink, and dessert, just $5. What a play!
This is the MVP of meal deals.
Score your big deal only at Checkers and Rally's. This eats different.
But they could not say the same about Armand and Blair. And as the interrogation continued, detectives began to doubt both of them. They were the only 2 people who had somehow managed to survive such a targeted, gruesome attack. And investigators weren't convinced that they escaped by sheer luck.
What happened during the shooting?
What you mean?
Just tell me about the shooting.
He walked in shooting, and I ran to the bathroom, and he shot about at least 10, 15 times, and that was it. And I came out, and I instantly called the ambulance, and then I checked to see if he was at the front door, anywhere in the house, and then I talked to my friends.
What did the shooter look like?
I have no clue.
What was the shooter wearing?
All black, with a ski mask and a skull cap, from what I could see.
With a ski mask and a what again?
The skull cap.
Did the shooter say anything? Did the shooter say anything?
No.
Who was shot?
Terry, Paris, and Timothy.
Where did the shooter go after he shot?
All I know is that he ran out the house.
All right, so this is the last few questions. And just for the questionnaire, for the official form, do you know who the shooter was?
No.
Are you the shooter?
No.
Okay. I guess it's put it like this. Are you the shooter who shot Timothy, Paris, and Alante?
No, I never held a gun in my life.
Okay. Never held a gun, never had a gun?
Never held or had one.
Armin, right?
Yes.
Alright. We're just kind of now going over everything that you're telling us. And I'll tell it to you truthfully, okay?
Okay.
Your story's not adding up, man.
I'm sorry. That is my 100% truth.
From looking at everything, from listening to what Clifton has to say,
to watching video
of everything, it's not adding up.
Like what?
Like anything that you're telling me right now.
Like what? What is not adding up? What?
Just what you told us.
I mean, that's literally what I know, y'all. I was fucked up. I was drunk as fuck. I really don't know.
And maybe you were.
I mean, I know
up,
everything I told y'all is true.
Maybe you were fucked up and everything was maybe a little bit blurry. Maybe you made some poor decisions. I don't know. And maybe there was reasons for it. I don't know that either. I just know one thing, is that people make decisions sometimes that are not right, they're not wrong, but they happen. Whatever that might be. And maybe that happened tonight.
No.
But what you're telling me and what we know is two different things. And all I'm asking for you to do is just be honest.
Okay.
So tell me.
What do you want to know?
Tell me what happened.
I literally told you what happened. A guy walked in, opened fire, 30 minutes before Brandon and Lance left. And he came in, I don't know what the heck he got him to look like. Clifton said he'd seen his eyes. The guy came in, he opened fire. I could not really see him at all. I got up, I left after I heard the first gunshot, and I kept hearing him as I was running down the stairs. So, I really don't know what more y'all want me to tell y'all.
But while Armand and Blair insisted that they had no involvement in the crime, they shared a curious detail about Blair's wallet that caught the detective's attention.
Lance took Brendan home.
Okay.
And after Lance took Brendan home, right after behind that, that's when they went to go find my wallet.
I got you. Did Lance come back before they left? So Lance and Brendan left, and then
we was there by ourselves.
And who was we?
Me, the people I just named off.
Okay.
Me, Timothy, Paris.
Okay. And then they left and went to the gas station, and who was at the house when they left and went to the gas station?
Just me and Armand.
You and Armand. Okay, so I'm going to summarize this and tell me if I got anything wrong, okay? I'm just trying to... Light-skinned guy leaves. Is it right after?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he leaves right after. Did you see him in any car or somebody? Did he say?
He walked.
He walked? Which way did he go?
He walked the opposite way that he came.
So the five of you guys, Timothy, Alante, Paris, Clifton, you guys never leave that house.
His wallet was missing. They went back to the BP gas station, ran back cameras, and the cameraman had his wallet behind the counter. And that's on surveillance. After the guys had left.
After Lance
and Brandon, yes.
Okay, so who all left?
Brandon and Lance. Who left to go to the wallet?
Who left to go back?
Alante and Paris. And Miami. They all, yeah, 30 of those guys left. And they came back like we found it, yada, yada, yada.
Did they retrieve the wallet?
They got the wallet, but no money was in it.
Okay.
Whoever found it took all the money out and just turned it in.
Okay, so who stayed at the house when them three left?
Me and Clifton.
Anybody else?
No.
Again, detectives cannot shake the feeling that Armand and Blair are involved. Why else would they stay back at home while the victims went to retrieve the wallet at the store? To investigators, it looked like the perfect window for something to be set in motion, especially since, on their own account, the shooter arrived only moments after the trio returned. But as they spoke with Lance, the homeowner, detectives discovered that when the victims had left for the store, they hadn't returned alone. Paris had met someone at the store and had invited this man to join them at the house.
Can you describe him? Yeah, physical being, how he looked and what he was wearing.
I just know a small frame, lighter tone.
You remember what he was wearing?
It was gray. His pants were gray.
Lance's description of this mystery man was eerily similar to what Blair had said about the shooter's skin tone. And when detectives checked with Blair and Armand, both stated that this man had left the house shortly before the shooting began. To verify their account, detectives request surveillance footage from the gas station store. But what they don't realize is that this footage will soon send them on the hunt for a man who will not be easy to find. Earlier that night, the group had made a quick stop at a BP gas station on the corner of Devonshire and Mack. While they were there, Paris made a new friend. At 2:40 a.m., surveillance cameras captured Paris and Alante entering the store. Paris was dressed in all black with a Nike cap, while Alante wore a camo-style t-shirt and a hat. Standing in line at the cashier to their left was a young man who had caught Paris's attention. He had just entered the store moments earlier, grabbed a juice from the cooler, and was waiting to pay. After a minute or two, Paris stepped away from Alante and walked toward the doorway to speak with the young man, though the cameras could not capture what was said. Moments later, most of the group re-entered the store. Blair led them toward the coolers, with Alante and Timothy, dressed in pink, and Paris following behind. The young man paid for his drink and began heading for the door after briefly chatting with Paris. But as cameras showed him leaving, Paris called out to him, and he returned to the store moments later. The group was then recaptured inside the store. While the cameras recorded no audio, Blair later recalled that Paris had been openly flirtatious with the man. When the group eventually left the store, they were seen getting into Blair's car, which was parked just around the corner and out of view of the cameras. As the car pulled away, Paris could be seen leaning out of the window and calling out to the young man, inviting him to join them at Lance's house for their gathering.
Welcome to Texas.
With Stitch Fix, so easy. I look good, I feel confident, and that's all with the help of Stitch Fix.
My life! We knew our last Verbo was going to be incredible. We didn't know the hot tub was broken.
Or that our daughter's going through a phase.
Hot tub's busted.
I'm on it.
But Verbo had our backs, and with Verbo Care, they moved us. Better place, better hot tub.
Water's real hot, huh, honey? Daughter's about the same.
Teenagers are full of surprises.
Got any room for Dad?
Ew, think again, Bruce.
Yeah.
A vacation rental from Verbo is not. If you know, you Verbo.
You know what the guy's name is?
The young man that Paris had invited was 18-year-old Devon Robinson. He had attended the same grade school as Armand years earlier and lived only 2 blocks from the area. About half an hour after the encounter at the gas station, Devon arrived at Lance's house. Armand and Blair later said that shortly after Devon got there, he went into the master bedroom with Paris, and others eventually joined them. The intimate activities that happened inside the room were no secret to anyone in the house. In fact, the group had even joked about it throughout the night. But in the haze of the evening, none of them realized that this seemingly casual encounter would soon tear their lives apart. Investigators then worked to piece together what had happened after that night and track Devon's movements. They began linking surveillance footage from across the neighborhood, and what they uncovered would raise even more disturbing concerns. After receiving the invitation to the house, cameras captured Devon walking back toward his own home. But along the way, he paused and even backtracked briefly, as if reconsidering his path before continuing. Eventually, he was seen heading toward Lance's house. Devon stayed with the group for about an hour, most of it spent inside the bedroom. Later, BP station cameras captured him again as he made his way back home. But this time, his behavior appeared unusual. Cameras showed him pacing in front of the store entrance, spitting, and even gagging, before finally going inside to purchase another drink. By 4:02 a.m., Devon had returned home. Less than an hour later, the shooting began. Armed with this information, as officers rushed to his residence, they found out that they were late, and Devon and his mother had inexplicably moved from their house. His roommate only mentioned that they had left in a hurry, raising several red flags about Devon's suspicious disappearance. In a desperate search for the man who clearly seemed to know more about the shooting from that night, detectives released Devon's image to the media to enlist the community's help to find him. And finally, after a week-long search, a tip led investigators to a house on the other side of the city, confirming Devon's location. They took him into custody, hoping he would finally reveal the key to solving this vicious crime. This was the opening that detectives had been waiting for, knowing this was their best chance to get the truth and, if possible, a confession. Everything hinged on this conversation. One wrong move, one misstep in the questioning, and Devon could shut down or explode, ending the interview before they learned what really happened that night. But detectives are completely unaware that Devon knows much more about the shooting than what he's going to tell them.
And those 3 individuals that we know that you're responsible for shooting. Now, I don't want you to say anything right now, but we know that you're responsible for shooting. They had to secure enough to arrest you for the homicide. Now, we know some other things that happened prior to that. We know some things that they did to you that was not cool prior to that. We know that you were intoxicated prior to that, and when they took you back to the house, some other things happened. Okay? So we know exactly what you did, but we want to know why you did what you did. What was your emotional state during that time at night and everything else? You know? So that's what we're here to talk to you about. And we know what happened, but we want to hear from your words exactly what these guys do, because we know, even though you kind of lost it at that moment and did what you did, but we both men too, and we understand we might have did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? When people are enraged or people are under stressful situation, if you got alcohol or some other drugs is involved, you don't think properly. And sometimes you might do some things that you sit back later on and be like, damn, what the hell have I done? You know?
At this point, Devon admitted that he had spent time with Paris in the bedroom, but he denied being involved with anyone else. However, detectives had also found his DNA on Timothy, which verified witness testimonies about everyone being in the room with him. Devon acknowledged that he was a closeted gay man, but he did not admit to the murders or to the motive that the detectives suspected, that he may have retaliated after feeling quote-unquote used by the group.
We want an explanation from you why you did what you did. We were hoping this is a good enough explanation where we can go and advocate for you. But we want the explanation from you why you did what you did. Because we know exactly what you did. You understand that, young man? We know exactly what you did.
I'm hearing you and I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
But I ain't did nothing.
Well, you were there longer than you told us. Yes, we got you. People leaving. We know people were leaving, and you left. We know that. We also got you coming back and running away from the location, up the street, up the side street. I can't think of the name of the streets right now, but to your mom's house. I mean, clear as day. You can't deny technology. You can't.
Damn sure can't, but I know what I didn't and did do.
Okay. But listen, though. I'm sorry to cut you off. If you didn't, you were there, or you saw something that made you run away, right? So if you didn't do it,
how can I run away from something when I was at home?
Well, maybe you went in, and when you went back, maybe you went in and you saw some shit. You saw them shot and you ran out. I don't know. And that's the way you come in. You got to tell us that.
When I went home, like literally home.
Faced with the inconsistencies in his story, detectives confronted Devon with the surveillance footage and pressed him further. The same doorbell camera that had captured him returning home shortly after 4 a.m. also recorded a dark figure leaving his house about an hour later. Another camera, positioned across from Lance's house, captured the front portion of the property. While it did not show the shooter entering, it did record a dark figure running away from the house just minutes after the attack. The timing caught investigators' attention. The figure was seen roughly 4 minutes after someone had left Devon's home 2 blocks away. Then, at 5:01 a.m., cameras captured someone returning to Devon's house, only minutes after the shooting had taken place. The distance between the two houses was only about 1/4 of a mile, meaning someone running could cover it in just over 3 minutes. This meant the surveillance footage linking the two locations strongly suggested that the shooter had come from Devon's home.
Okay. So you say after all this happened, you leave, everybody started leaving, right? Right. You leave, you go home, and when you go home, what do?
Take a shower and go to sleep.
Take a shower and go to sleep. And you at home that whole time, right?
Yes.
Until what time?
Until like 11 o'clock.
A.M.
A.m.
Next morning?
Mm-hmm.
Well, same morning? Daylight. So about 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, what do you do?
Grand Canyon University. This is purpose-driven education. Visit gcu.edu.
Dear Acorns, I'm planting seeds with deep intention for my children and grandchildren. As a first-time investor, this journey means everything to me. My name is Chiani Hall, and this is my Acorns Potential.
Did it come to your attention that one of your prongs that you had fired at him had actually struck part of his... Yes, sir.
Oh man, he's not enjoying it. This is the face of regret right now. In day 3 of the Folio murder trial, the lead detective testifies. Detective Ramos tells us what Isaiah Chance told him in his interview. It's not a good look for the defense. Hit subscribe. Let's go, boys. Look what Sean got on today. Rashad just staring into space like always. Sean having a good time with his lawyers. Look at this guy. He looks like he does not give a f if he goes to prison, bro. Is he real? I want to snap in front of his face. Rashad, you there?
So, Detective, obviously we've had some lapse of time here, Thursday till this morning, and to that extent, on Thursday you testified during the state's direct examination about the murder of Joe Rod Adams in 2018, correct?
Yes, sir.
And
Gerard is apparently related to Rashad and Davion.
Robert Howard, known as Kenny Capps, pled guilty to that murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
You also testified about the Town Center murder, also in 2018, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that is an unsolved murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
That is insane, right? 3 people dead and they still haven't solved it.
Also testified about Adrian Gaynor, the murder that took place in 2019, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gaynor was killed by a gentleman by the name of Hakeem Robinson, correct?
Yes, sir.
Adrian Gaynor was not a documented gang member, correct?
I'm not sure of his status.
He was a close friend of Charles Jones, Julio Fulio, correct?
I'm still not sure. He was a member or an associate of 6 Block.
You gave your interpretation or your opinion as to what certain portions of it meant to you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there's Isaiah. So the lawyer's trying to make this detective's interpretation of the lyrics look dumb and shit, like it's all not real. It's just his opinion.
Performed by Young and Ace, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he was, for the music side, that's 187, right? 187 is the music side of Young and Ace's group, correct?
No, sir, that's not. 187 is associated to 1200. Young and Ace is ATK.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake in my individuals. So that would be Spinabens, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so 187 is the music side, or the rap side, the production of music, for Spinabens group, correct?
I'm not exactly sure what their record production label would be.
Also, you stated that there is a lyrical reference to Charles Jones, Julio Fulio, being shot in Houston in the song, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that is, as I understand it, an unsolved murder. Excuse me, an unsolved shooting.
I believe so. I'm not exactly sure about Houston.
It was also in 2021. In discussing your opinion about that video, you stated that there was a reference to a murder at the town center way back in 2018, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that particular murder is unsolved as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
There's also a reference to the murder of Avery McKnight. He's also known as Suge in 2021, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that reference is relating, I think you testified, to him being on a bike, correct?
Yes, sir.
Detective, in fact, Avery McKnight was killed on the porch of a house, wasn't he?
Yes, sir.
And he wasn't on a bike, right?
I'm not sure. I don't believe so.
Ooh, so one of the lyrics is wrong. Wasn't killed off a bike. Adding doubt to the jury. Some of these lyrics could be false.
And this would have happened on Odessa and Franklin, that porch, correct? Not a bike.
Yes, sir.
You know where Odessa and Franklin is, correct?
Yes, sir.
Jaquan Pickens, whose name is Jake Jitt, that was shot on the interstate in 2023, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is also an unsolved murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
This is crazy. So many unsolved murders.
You talked about the shooting, not the murder, but the shooting of Jacoby Beals, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is an unsolved murder, correct?
Attempted murder, yes, sir.
Attempted murder, okay. And in fact, Jaquan Mills is not a gang member, is he?
Not to my knowledge.
Truth is that this was a contract killing for $20,000 put up by a guy by the name of Paul Nuke Anderson, correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Anderson is in prison for 25 years as a drug trafficker, correct?
Yes, sir.
What the hell? So he's pointing out it wasn't a gang killing, it was a contract killing? Like one of the murders they brought up? I think that's his angle here.
Charles Jones, Julio Fulio, was shot at, got hit in the foot, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that was the consequence, or that was the chronology. Mr. Tilley was killed, and then Mr. Jones was shot, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this also is an unsolved shooting, correct?
Yes, sir.
This is crazy.
Being in the production of a drill rap doesn't mean that you had anything to do with the murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
What it is accomplishing is disrespect to that person or the people that care about that person, correct?
Yes, sir.
Or disrespect to the group or the neighborhood for which that person hung around or grew up in, correct?
Yes, sir.
Sean got out the glasses. I swear there's a recurring thing where these guys put glasses on for some reason. Is this a thing that lawyers tell them to do to look like more sophisticated?
For a number of reasons. It's done for clicks, correct? And viewership.
Yes, sir.
And it's also done for the expansion of notoriety for a brand or a person who is a thriving or established rapper, correct?
Yes, sir.
Further that person's musical fame, even though certain people wouldn't want to derive that type of fame. That is the case, correct?
Yes, sir.
And all of this talk and all of this disrespect, what most people do like is potentially the money and the revenue that is derived from it. You would agree with me?
Yes, sir.
How many gangs are there in Jacksonville?
Approximately 30.
You're more focused with the ATK gang, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and in your work and investigation into that gang, you never heard Mr. Gathrigh's name, did you?
That's correct.
Okay.
She got a shiny face.
Through your investigations and your work, you are familiar with 1200, which is an alliance, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Gathrigh's name was not involved in that gang?
Not to my knowledge.
At a maybe peripheral level,
Yes.
based
Yes,
on what
ma'am.
you do? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Gathright wasn't involved in that gang to your knowledge?
No, ma'am.
And you just mentioned to Mr. Gonzalez that there's approximately, and we will hold you to the number, 30 gangs in Jacksonville, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And as far as your work in the gang unit and working with gangs in Jacksonville, you had never heard of Sean Gathright?
That's correct.
Okay. You talked last week about there being statutory criteria, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And some of those criteria put somebody as either a member, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Or an associate.
That's correct.
Okay. And Mr. Gathright was on neither of those lists, was he?
Not at the time of this incident.
Okay. Until the time of this incident and the investigation from Tampa, you had never heard the name Sean Gathright?
That's correct.
Repeating to the jury that he's never been connected to any gangs.
Social media gives you a lot of information, but I would assume you need to be careful because it doesn't have to be all factual information.
Correct.
In these gangs we're talking about, ATK, 6 Block, 1200, there's no real hierarchy in these gangs. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware that ATK is a record label as well?
I'm not sure.
Okay. You know, so they may or may not be, to your knowledge, they may or may not be a record label, have an LLC for their music?
Yes, sir, they could. I'm not aware of that.
Do you know when Charles Jones was documented as a gang member?
I do not.
They're not, in those songs, they're making fun of people, but they're not specifically taking credit for those murders. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Would you also agree that when they're making fun of someone or dissing someone for those murders, they're mainly dissing the fact that person is dead, so that the way they died isn't as important?
Yes, sir.
So if they had died, for instance, I know they mentioned Rod Kay or Spaz in a car crash, they may still be the subject of one of those songs.
Yes, sir. They're just making fun of the fact that they're deceased.
This isn't them admitting they killed them. This is just them making fun of a dead person. Crazy shit, bro.
And a lot of these, you mentioned, or would you agree that a lot of these shootings that occur in Jacksonville that are involving the gangs are both retaliation and for other reasons?
Yes, sir.
Charles McCormick was shot because of a song, correct?
Yes, sir.
And is it fair to say in a lot of these cases the witnesses are just uncooperative?
Generally, it's like a 50-50 shot.
A lot of the social media and speculation on these songs is the way you're able to claim that these murders are involved in the gang war, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are clear, there's no evidence whatsoever or suspicion that Davion Murphy was involved in any of those, correct?
No, sir.
And did you just say that there are at least 30 gangs in Jacksonville?
Yes, sir, approximately 30.
How many of them are you assigned to?
Just the one.
Just 12?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so some of the other ones are assigned to some of these other gangs that, of the remaining 27, I guess, that you're referencing, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So obviously they keep pointing out the 30 gangs, saying like it could just be different gangs, not the gang they're part of that's killing all these people, like trying to add doubt, point out their client wasn't a suspect or anything.
Who I smoke when I see you and do it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, what was your job as a gang member in identifying those videos?
So generally, like, how do I break down the video? Is that your question?
Yeah. Well, no, let's start with how do you know what videos that you want to listen to?
The artist.
Just by the artist?
Yes, sir.
All right. And how many rap videos do you think are on YouTube and some of the other social medias?
A lot.
Thousands?
Probably more than that.
More than that, okay. And through those more than thousands of rap videos, how do you identify them by how? How do you identify those that you want to listen to?
By the artist.
By the artist? And
yes,
I would presume that artists you believe are from the Jacksonville area?
I generally listen to the songs that are related to gang members from Jacksonville, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is your musical background, detective?
I don't have a musical background.
Do you play an instrument?
No, sir.
All right. But you were assigned to listen to these drill rap videos to try to interpret allegedly what they represent or what they say, is that?
Yes, sir, that's part of my daily job.
All right. But with no musical background whatsoever, correct?
Correct.
You play any musical instrument?
No, sir.
Can you read music?
No, sir.
But he knows the English language. He really trying to make this detective look dumb now.
Did you use anything to assist you in attempting to interpret what you believe to be these rap videos were depicting?
Yes, sir. I'll use Google or Apple Music. Right. The lyrics are posted on there.
If you would explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, when you say you use Google, how did you use Google?
So if you go onto Google and you type in if the song is like recorded and it's well known, the lyrics will appear on Google, and then instead of trying to listen to it, you can read the lyrics while they sing it.
All right. And is it fair to say, detective, that if Google did not interpret the lyrics the way you believe they were being sung or rapped, you would change what Google told you, what Google indicated?
No, sir. I wouldn't change Google.
You didn't change Google?
I would not.
Would you amend Google?
No, sir. I'm not sure how to do that.
No, what I'm saying is what the interpretation of what Google gave you for that particular drill rap video, did you then change or make amendments to what Google was saying was being rapped?
No, sir, I don't think we're on the same page with this. I just read the lyrics and interpret them myself. Google doesn't tell me what the incidents mean. It just gives me the physical lyrics.
Does Google not interpret what the lyrics, what is being said on the rap video?
No, sir. That's for me to do myself, to interpret what each lyric means.
All right. All right, so it's you and not Google, and Google was for what purpose then?
Google just gives me the lyrics. They don't tell me what they mean.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we're having a miscommunication here. When you run these rap videos through Google,
yes, sir.
Google Google prints out what Google believes the lyrics are saying. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. It prints out what they believe that the artist is saying through like closed captions, or they're posted by the artist on Google.
And my question to you is that when you listen to those rap videos and your hearing is not consistent with Google, did you change what you believe to be on those rap videos?
No, sir.
You didn't do that?
No, sir.
Well, Genius lyrics, I believe, are like verified by artists sometimes, right? Like artists literally can go in there and like edit the lyrics that are posted on Genius and say, no, this is the right lyric here. I doubt these guys are doing that though.
I'm going to refer you to your deposition of September 24, 2025, page 108, starting at line 7. So these lyrics as written, they're not what Google says they are. They're amended to what you say they are. Answer, line 7. What? They're amended to what I heard and what Google has. Question. Well, Google has something you printed, then you listen to it? Yes. Question. And you make changes to Google Translation? answer line 14, but maybe not to the song, but it might be to other songs. I don't know exactly what I did for each song. You changed it? Answer line 19, I would change it, yes. Do you recall those questions and answers as to your amending the lyrics by Google?
I don't think I'm amending the lyrics by Google.
He did answer differently in the deposition. The lyrics on Google are just fucking words that they put on there, dude. Because you can listen to the song and hear the lyrics, bro. But it does happen sometimes where lyrics are wrong. Like, it happens. I've seen it, but not too much.
Testimony back in September is that you did, and your testimony today is that you did not. Is that accurate?
I think I'm confused on your question today.
Now, the rap video "Do It" that was done by Youngin Ace, is that how you pronounce it? Youngin?
Yes, sir.
All right. That was done immediately following the homicide of Charles Jones, correct?
It was released right after the homicide, yes, sir.
Within a day or so?
Yes, sir.
All right. And is it fair to say that in that rap video that are there claims to the killing of Charles Jones?
Not to my knowledge, without having the lyrics right in front of me.
Well, was Youngin Ace ever a suspect initially because of that rap video for the death of Charles Jones?
I'm not sure that answer.
To Mr. Damian Murphy being taken into custody, you'd had no prior contact with Damian Murphy, correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
All right. Thank you, Detective.
Yes, sir.
Okay, redirect.
All right, let's see what the state does with these lyrics.
When you are interpreting the lyrics from a song, do you listen to the song first and try to articulate what the lyrics in the song mean?
Yes.
Then do you have an opportunity to look at Google and see what, if anything, the translation is that's provided, and more so, really, Apple Music, so whatever lyrics have been input for the specific artist on Apple Music?
Yes.
Do you, as a detective or just as a civilian, have the power or ability to change anything that's on Google or Apple Music?
No.
Is that, as you understood Mr. Sonardi's question, as to whether you edited Google or Apple Music for the lyrics?
Yes, ma'am. That's what I thought he was asking me.
And had you ever edited the lyrics on those platforms when they were incorrect as to whatever the drill raps were actually conveying?
No, ma'am. I've never edited Google or Apple.
Now, in this particular case, did you have an opportunity to provide the specific lyrics that you had written out for each of the songs to the defense?
Yes.
And during the course of your deposition, were you confronted about those specific lyrics that you had typed out for these songs?
Yes, ma'am.
If Google had misinterpreted or AI had mistranslated whatever that lyric was when it put it on Google or Apple or whatever it was, did you actually articulate what the correct lyric was for the defense in providing those?
To my knowledge, yes.
Is that the only alteration or update that you made to music lyrics as you were describing to us a few moments ago?
Yes, ma'am.
For the smaller songs, we heard Mr. Isaiah Chance, or BckdoeJoe as a musical artist of his own. Are his songs those which are of the, I guess, volume or popularity that they also get Apple Music that does a translation and all of those things?
I don't believe his songs get translation from Apple.
Damn, shitting on Isaiah Chance's music career right there. Or not even big.
Performance, durability, affordability. Only one place does it all. Harbor Freight.
Monday Hair Care's multi-award-winning shampoo and conditioner is your dream wash day duo. Cleanse and hydrate with our ultra-nourishing formulas to smooth, moisturize, or volumize. Your best hair doesn't have to wait. With Monday Hair Care, have good hair every day.
Power up your pedal board during Guitarathon with the Electro Harmonics Extortion Overdrive for $119 or the Operation Overlord at only $99. Deals this good won't last long, so grab them today at Guitar Center.
RNs work around the clock. So does WGU. Our RN to BSN program is built for busy nurses. Earn your nursing degree in as little as 1 year with 35 streamlined clinical hours and 24/7 access to online coursework. WGU's competency-based learning model lets you move through courses as quickly as you can demonstrate mastery, which could save you time and money. Start on the 1st of any month and see how WGU helps you balance life and school. Learn more at wgu.edu.
Big enough to have lyrics.
There another detective in your gang unit that would be better suited to tell us the date during which, or the date on which, Charles Jones is actually a documented gang member?
Yes, there is.
And who is that?
Detective McCullough.
Look at this man's eyelids. The jury is seeing his behavior here. Like, he's not even paying attention. They're like, this guy doesn't care. Like, if I was on a jury and I look at a defendant who's like, just fucking looking at the spiders on the wall.
When you were asked about the killing of Joe Rod Adams, or Spaz, the one that occurred at Rains High School, Robert Howard, one of the witnesses in this case, was in fact convicted in that case, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
When you were asked about the shooting of, and in that particular case, Mr. Howard is 6 blocks, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And Spaz is either documented or affiliated to 1200.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the homicide of Adrian Bibby Gaynor, was Mr. Gaynor present with Mr. Howard when the shooting happened at Rains High School?
Yes, ma'am.
And although Mr. Howard, the witness in this case, was arrested a few days later, was Mr. Gaynor arrested?
No, ma'am.
In connection with that case at all?
No, ma'am.
A few months later, when Mr. Gaynor is killed, are you able to identify the person who is ultimately convicted for that homicide?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is that?
Hakeem Robinson, coached by Queso.
And what gang is Hakeem Robinson a documented member of?
ATK.
So now the whole 30 gangs in Jacksonville narrative the defense was just trying to do, she's like, no. Everyone that I'm pointing out here are ATK 1200 versus 6 block.
You were asked about the killing of Avery McKnight, or Suge, and whether it occurred off of his bicycle. Are you familiar with the circumstances of that homicide? How it happened?
I don't know the exact details of it.
Are you aware that it was a drive-by shooting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the facts and circumstances surrounding it were gunshots from a moving vehicle.